Hello and welcome to Valence. Welcome to the penultimate IFSC Lead World Cup for 2013. Situated just 60 miles south of Lyon, sitting on the left side of the River Rhone, Valence is home to 66,000 people and takes its name from the Latin root Valentia, which means strength and capacity. Now that is something our athletes are going to be very interested in at this late stage of the game on the IFSC lead year. And that is because strength, it is whether they have enough left at this stage of the season, and also capacity in terms of numbers when it comes to the rankings. The rankings are something these athletes have been fighting all year to try and get together on, and the rankings are what is most important with the last two World Cups still yet to come. So what do we know about those numbers? Well, in the men's, it is currently Sachi Ama in first place with 460 points. He is followed very closely by Jakob Schubert with 388 and also Ramon Julian Poblanc with 358. It is enough if both of those two athletes push over the next two World Cups, and if Sachi has a bit of a nightmare, to see some changes even at this late stage of the game on the podium. In the women's, it is even closer. We have Kim Jae-in with 525 points against Mina Markovic with 515. Now that is just a 10 points difference between our first and second place position athletes, even at this late stage, meaning that whichever one of them bests the other over these next two World Cups, that one will be going home with the overall World Cup ranking gold. In third place, we also have a bit of a battle going on between Momoka Oda against Magdalena Roech and also Hélène Janicot of France. Any one of those three athletes could be taking third overall. So it is finals time. Welcome back to the IFSC. We have had our 16 athletes now qualifying forward into the finals. 8 men, 8 women from a very exciting semi-finals from Jan Zabranik and his team. It is set to only get better from here on in. Let's have a brief look now behind me at the men's wall here. We are having a look at the men's route while I talk through exactly what happened earlier in the semi-finals. Min Hyunbin making it through in first place with 42 plus, the highest athlete during the semi-finals. Then we have 4 male athletes in second place now. They are Sachi Ama, Romain Desgrange, Adam Ondra, and now due to an appeal and an improved score, Ramon Julian Poblanc, all with 40 plus. Then we have Sean McCall, we also have Jakob Schubert, and finally Gautier Supper. Those are your 8 male finalists. In the women's then, it gets just as exciting as well. Let's walk over a little bit this way and I'll show you the women's wall. This is the route we're looking at for the women's final now. And in the women's then, Mina Markovic from earlier on in the semi-finals, the only top we saw in the semi-finals, Dinara Fakhretdinova with a 55 plus, Momoka Oda with a 55, and Kim Jae-in with a 52 plus. Now that is going to cause a nightmare for her on countback if we have multiple tops here in the finals. We then have Magdalena Roech with a 51 plus, Anak Verhoeven with a 48 plus, Akio Noguchi with a 43 plus, and Maya Vidmar in her first finals for quite a while with a 42. Those are your 8 female athletes here in the finals. It's going to be a good one. Let's take a brief look at the start lists.
Il est actuellement 4e du classement mondial, le Français Romain Desgrange. On continue dans les histoires extraordinaires. Il a été plusieurs fois champion du monde. Pendant 3 ans, il a été leader de l'importe de la médaille avec les vainqueurs du classement général de la Coupe du Monde. Il s'approche toujours. Il est 3e aujourd'hui à moins de 100 points du premier. Il arrive des stades. Vous le connaissez bien, Ramon Julian Poblanc. Pourquoi la finale avec monstrueuse? Il avait fait des podiums dans sa carrière. Ça fait 1 an, il a eu sa première victoire sur le territoire français à Chamonix. Depuis ça, il est inarrêtable. Il est numéro 1 mondial actuellement. Il arrive du Japon. Je voudrais que vous lui fassiez une super ovation. Mr. Sachi Ama. Et celui qui affiche un petit sourire en coin, C'est le plus acrobatique des grimpeurs qu'on ait actuellement. Il est sacré mondial. Il vient de Corée. Tout simplement, applaudissements pour l'historien des 1000. Allez, tout le monde, une ovation pour les finalistes. Allez, ils ont tous le sourire, ça nous fait plaisir. À partir de là, on va les laisser se retourner et this is the observation time. Allez, on va les laisser tranquillement observer cette voie. Une voie qui, à la vie, va rendre la soirée au niveau de la finale qu'on va recevoir. Ça a été ouvert par deux ouvrants.
Well, welcome back, guys. After that little brief glimpse at your finalists here, we're going to be taking you over now for a look at these start lists. Then, the ordering that these guys will be coming out on in a little while. We start with the men's final. We will be moving over to the women's final later on this evening. Let's have a look at those start lists for you.
Sur Valence, mais quand même, on a toujours des gens qui ne connaissent pas. Le but du jeu étant évidemment de suivre.
Here are your orderings then, starting off tonight with Gauthier Super for France, then on to Jakob Schubert, Sean McCall, Adam Ondra, Ramon de Grange, Ramon Julien Picblanc, Sachi Ama and Min Hyun Bin, the highest to qualify from the semi-finals earlier today, and what an incredible semi-finals they were. They have outdone themselves so far with the route setting here at the competition, the organisation at this venue. And as you might have heard Christophe saying a few moments ago, this will be the last World Cup held at Valence, and it is a crying shame. What a venue we're looking at here as well. The crowd is right behind these guys. A packed venue here tonight. Those are your start lists. It is time for me to welcome back our co-host here for tonight, Sebastian Helenki. How are you, Seb?
Hello, and also welcome back from my side here. Well, thanks a lot. I'm good. I'm happy to watch here this final and commentating with you. It's just an amazing atmosphere out here. It's such an amazing competition, just like always the comps in France are.
Now, you were saying when you first got up here a few moments ago, you're so angry at yourself for not being out there now and a chance to climb this route. What is it that excites you about this route we're looking at here?
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely quite angry about myself, or well, more disappointed about myself actually. Well, this route, it's an awesome route for sure. It has got lots of volumes. It's in some way tricky, but super powerful. It's not too long. It's like pretty short. You don't only need endurance, you also need lots of maximal power. I think this would be like some kind of perfect route for me, in my opinion. And also the atmosphere here. I love climbing in competitions where you have got an amazing crowd, and that's for sure the case here in that competition.
They are absolutely behind these guys. They just went absolutely mental when we just started a few moments ago. Now, the semi-finals themselves were enough to get us excited for this evening. Incredible semi-finals, would you say?
Yeah, that were really incredible routes in the semi-finals already. And already there you could see technical and tricky stuff, mix it with some powerful movements. And right now watching the finals, they're even again better than semi-finals. So it's an awesome competition here.
Let's have a little bit of a talk about this route then. We're going to be joined by Jans Brannick, who's our chief route setter here in a brief while. He's currently down on the floor at the moment, making sure that these athletes are doing okay with their observation period. After that, he'll be coming up here to talk to us about what we're expecting to see. But at present, I can tell you that we have a total of 42 holds here. 43 is the top. 43 is the top of this wall. This is a 13.5 meter high wall, so a little bit smaller than some of the walls we've seen before. We're used to seeing around 15, 17 meters, a little bit shorter. We've actually seen that being a beneficial side of the setting here. As you can see, there's Jan in the background just kneeling down there while these guys are having their observation. That shorter wall has kind of almost forced the route setters into setting something exceptionally difficult, exceptionally quick to get started into it.
Yeah.
And really, they're challenging the athletes on a smaller wall here right from the off.
That's true, and that makes it even more interesting to watch. It makes it a lot more exciting than on such a long wall, and I think we're going to see here some really incredible climbing today. I'm really curious to see the athletes climbing in that route.
We've got an amazing lineup here in the finals. You've got your world rank number 1, 2 and 3 here at the moment. You've got Adam Ondra back on the cards. You've got our European champion there. You can see Ramon de Grange. You've also got Min Hyun-bin, who was our gold medalist in Mokpo 2012, our silver medalist this year, and has frequently, throughout semi-finals and finals this year, just sort of popped out of the pack to set a new high point. He's done the exact same thing here at the semis, and he's currently leading the pack here with these guys. We have multiple world champions here. You've got Ramon Julien Poublanc and Jakob Schubert out and raring to go here. Obviously Sean McCall, the powerhouse of lead and boulder climbing, and then we've got one of the younger French athletes, Gordia Soper, coming into another final for him as well. An amazing lineup, yeah?
Yeah, that's true. And we've got a lot of super strong competitors here, just like you said.
Well, a shout out to some of you guys that are joining us already on the feeds and getting involved as we start our competition here for the finals. Hello to Stephen Reed, saying good luck to every finalist in Valence from Norway. You're all amazing. We have JFM Carrier getting in touch, saying Alaise McCall, Canada, just Canada, not go Canada, just Canada. Jorka, which I will eventually pronounce your name right, saying finals are about to start. Good luck to the Slovenian climbers, Maya and Mina, that we'll be seeing after the male final when we bring out the female athletes later on. So we're going to be starting with the men here, going through the entire men's final, and then we'll go over onto the women's. A nice difference there, a bit of a change of pace. We're not switching from man to woman. We're seeing all the guys first and then onto the girls later on. If you want to get in touch with any of us here at the venue, either myself or you have a question for Sebastian or anyone on the ground, you can of course do so through the usual means. The bottom right hand corner of your screen right now, there is a hashtag for Twitter, IFSCWC. Come and say hello to us, let us know where you're joining us from and who you're rooting for here in the finals of Valence 2013. One more World Cup to come after this one at Crown at the end of the year. So looking at this route then, we've seen the guys, they've just been out now. Round of applause from the crowd as they go back and get started in isolation before we bring out our first athlete, Gordia Super. Looking at the wall that we're looking at with the men's now, Seb, what are you thinking of this one? What kind of a route does this look like to you?
Well, this route, just like I said, it's in some way pretty technical because you've got a lot of volumes there and it's some kind of hard to read, I would say. And also it's quite powerful. You've got a few very hard and dynamic movements, which is lately quite uncommon, I would say. There have been lots of competitions that were just endurance based, so this is some kind of surprise for me, and it's really nice to see that again. Well, and I would also say that you have got a few very, very small holds, or you have got very big volumes for to hold. It's like a very good mixture of everything.
Well, we saw some of our athletes on the ground a few moments ago. It was Ramon de Grange, Adam Ondra and Sachi Amma had formed a three when they were observing then, and that's interesting to me considering that they're there, you can see pretty much straight after each other because they're all tied on countback into the semi-final round. They all have a 40 plus from the semi-finals, and now Ramon Julien has a 40 plus as well due to an appeal which was approved to say that he had made positive movement from the 40th hold, giving him the 40 plus that makes him a fourth tied second place position. So these guys know that they're going to have to really pull something out of the bag here. They don't want to be relying on countback, and we look forward to seeing them coming out a little bit later on. Jakob Schubert, relatively low to qualify. Sean McCall as well, split there also. And we look forward to seeing them a little bit later on. But Min Hyun-bin at the moment leading the pack with that 42
Yeah,
plus.
that was a strong climbing from him in the semis there. It was a really nice one. And I'm pretty curious also to see athletes like Sean McCall and Sachiyama in that route. I think it actually could be quite their style because they've got lots of climbing intelligence and experience. They're able to read routes really well. And also Sean McCall has got a lot of bouldering power. So I think this route could be quite good for both of those athletes.
Adam Ondra obviously has taken a while away from the IFSC World Cups.
Yeah, it's quite hard to rate him.
He has announced his return to the World Cups for next year, but this is his first for a while that we've seen him at this one. We saw him at the World Championships last year in Bercy, where he came third, but he's here now again and fighting for this one. And as you say, it's hard to rate him because obviously he's been out on rock for so long and working on his own projects, and he's now coming back into the sport climbing side of things, working on plastic again, like he does in his training. So Adam is another one, a bit of the dark horse here that we could see something
that's true.
striking.
And I think the dark horse with lots of potential.
With a heck of a lot of potential, yeah, absolutely. I'm loving that we're seeing Cam back as well, saying I've had a quick nap and I'm ready to go again. Let's hope this finals is as good as the semis. Well done, Cam, because it's got to be ridiculous o'clock in the morning in Australia right now for you. So great to see you back with us as well.
And I think this finals won't be disappointing you. I think it's going to be even better than semifinals.
I'm so hoping that you're right.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of a build-up. We saw. I was talking to Jan a little bit earlier on, and he seems pretty excited about it as well. He's saying he's enjoying this combination of bouldering and lead climbing.
Yeah, it's such an amazing route. I think this route that you should be setting routes more often.
And we've also got the women's, which you can just catch a glimpse of there over to the right-hand side. It's working all the way up that wall into the roof, where it rotates and then carries on up the orange patch to the right-hand side. You can see there towards the top as well. We're going to see some really interesting stuff there. Moving over onto the central wall to finish with the women's also. He's really using, taking advantage of the wall shape there to find a really tricky, interesting progression.
It's a really tricky line. It's so amazing. I would just love to try that route.
I think we're going to see the same thing with the men's as well. You know, a pretty much straightforward up, vertical structure at the start here, but once you get onto that sort of bowing out top part, the increase on the incline, they're then pulling themselves over around to the left-hand side and starting this sort of diagonal traverse section that then weaves back and comes right again. So we've got this snake sort of pattern up towards the top of the wall here, and we're looking forward to seeing how that works out. 8 minutes for each of these athletes in the final to try and work this climb. I don't think time's going to be too much of an issue here.
No, I don't think so.
So in a few moments' time, I'll be joined by Jan Zabranik. We'll have a chat through the men's final route and get ready to welcome our first athlete out here today. Okay guys, so not long now before we welcome our first athlete, and that will be Gauthier Soper. Looking back at how Gauthier has been doing over the last few World Cups for this year, young French athlete, often twinned in my mind with Thomas Ballet. They tend to be in finals together, not so here. 23 years old Gauthier Soper, and looking at his year so far then, for 2013 we've seen him 7th in Briançon, 7th in Imst, 6th at Perm, 9th at Mokpo, so just missing out on a final there, and then again back in and taking a 7th place in Uyang. We're looking at a young, frequent finalist here, world ranked 12th, World Cup ranked 7th, and he's going to be coming out and starting things off for us here today.
Hello. Thank you a lot for your comment.
Always nice to have one of the climbers with us in the commentating booth for a bit of technical insight. We've got Sebastian here, just like we had in Perm. So you think we're going to see some more dynamic moves here, like we saw in Perm?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we are going to see a few dynamic movements here. Pretty bouldery. I think it's really interesting to watch that one.
Have we spotted a potential crux yet on the wall for this one, looking up?
It's quite hard to see it because there's almost no light out on the wall.
It's so blue.
Yeah, it's everything blue. Well, I'm not really sure about it, I have to confess. I think the first little crux is already at the end of the slab. I'm seeing there pretty far movement to some kind of structure. And after that, I think the next few movements might be hard, but I think they're not going to be a real crux. And then up there on the structures where you're having again a traverse to the right, I think that's just really hard.
And at that point on the wall, we'd expect them to be pretty pumped and pretty much exhausted,
definitely.
especially after the semi-finals,
Definitely.
which was only 4 or 5 hours ago. So they've had a little bit of a rest. We can see Jan Zabranik just down there on the ground with the red top on. He'll be coming up in just a few moments' time. 8 minutes here, 8 male athletes. There he is, giving a wave, our chief setter.
So soon our first athlete should be out on the wall.
What about the split in the women's? This is something that I haven't seen. I can't actually remember the last time I saw a final that was split as well as this one. We
Yeah,
have a
that's
top
true.
from the semi-finals, and then every single athlete in the women's final is has a different score.
Yeah, that's pretty uncommon, and
Yeah.
I would say that really shows a great route setting.
Yeah.
The least route setters are able to divide the athletes so much like that. It's really good.
So we have lit up the wall, which means we must be getting ready with our first athlete. And Seb, you can talk us through those two cruxes of the moments here that you might have spotted, the particular hard moves when we get started with our first athlete, Gauthier Soper, in a few moments' time. People getting in touch here, saying good evening and hello to everyone. People asking who are their favourites. Ramon de Grange is a name that's popping up here as well. Seb, you got a favourite for this one? Somebody you think might be having a good time of it?
Well, I think, as I already said before, Sean McCall could have a really good run there, as well Sachiyama, maybe Adam Ondra, as you said, he's a black horse there. But Jakob Schubert, maybe with his bouldering power, he could also get some good wrestle there, depending on how he's able to read the route there. But yeah, I think those are one of the potential favorites.
Well, we are about to get started. Our first athlete is now out on the field. That is Gauthier Soper of France. We've had a brief chat about him a few moments ago. But while we are getting started with Gauthier Soper, I am now joined by the man himself, Jan Sobranik. How are you?
Good, good.
How was the set? Did it take a long time? Did it go smoothly?
We spent a long time because it's a one long boulder problem, so we spent a long time testing these moves, and they are all really hard and all really long, but it's not too many of them, so we were a little bit nervous that it could get wrong, and the climbers could fall on one spot, which is of course not very good for the show. So we spent maybe 3 days testing this climb, and look, I really hope it's okay.
I said to you a few moments ago when we were down on the ground, it's like you've just gone to a sale on volumes, just threw them all on there. And you said that the organisers have said use as many as you like, and so you've used them all, right?
Yeah. Well, the organizer said start with the finals, and there's the volumes what you can use, and please use as many as you can with the finals and make a nice show. So we decided, all right, well, he wants to do a show, so we use as many volumes as we can, and we'll see what happens. So we just started to put them on the wall randomly, and we were playing around, and yeah, it's like one big boulder problem.
So talk to me about it. You're saying it's one big boulder problem. Talk to me about the stylistic difference here and what you've gone for in terms of, is it are we looking at this dynamic, powerful style? Are we seeing some technical moments? Is there a crux? Where are the rests? Talk us through this route.
Well, the route starts on the blue section, just below the first big volume. The moves are on nice positive crimps. They are small, but it's just welcome to the finals. No big surprises over there. The first volume, it's a little bit tricky. You have to climb over it, but you shouldn't be falling of it. But if you are nervous, you can spend some time there and get a little bit tired. Then you climb on the top of the volume. You have to jump into the big purple holes. And now where the climber is already is the first hard section of the climb. It kicks out into a 45-degree angle wall, and from here on you cannot rest all the way to the top. The holes are very slopey, and the moves are long. So you're basically jumping in between these volumes using your heels, using your toes, and you have to be very precise and don't make any mistakes. The clippings are also very hard. For example, this clip, it took me maybe 4 or 5 tries to just manage to clip the quick draw. So that's how the climbers are so strong compared to the normal, humans. It's crazy.
You just say that they're not human.
Well, I don't think so. Look, he's resting in the hole, but we were struggling to just walk past, and it's amazing. I'm really excited about having such a strong field in the final. It's all 8 guys are just the best what can be, and there were no mistakes in the semi-final. There are no surprises. Everybody who's in the final is just amazing climber, and he deserves to be there. So hopefully it will be a great show.
Talk to me about this section from here. He's now going to start on a traverse over to the left. When he gets there, he's going to move up an arête a little bit, and then he's going to start traversing right again. So you've extended the overall wall length here by allowing them to go on a bit of a horizontal run. This point here, the crossing over on the right back again, we're likely to see some problems here.
Well, we are hoping to see some problems there because it's let's say 12 moves before the top, and it has to start getting really hard. You know, we don't want to lose the climbers too low. So if the climber starts falling before this section, it will be probably wrong because there will be no show for anybody. But now is the last little rest. There is one more after 2 holds on the arête. There is a little rest when the climbers can shake out. And then from there on, it's just fight all the way through to the end. So we'll see how the climbers go, and hopefully they won't go, you know, all the way to the top, all of them.
Hopefully some of them will fall.
Yeah, hopefully some of them will fall.
Talk to me about the grading then. As a rough estimate for this one, what are we looking at?
I would say it's again hard 80. It shouldn't be 80 plus because it's very short, and the beginning is very playful. So once you try it once, it gets easier. But the problem with the final here, it's on site, so they never see anybody climb it before, and they have to be very precise straight away. So most of the climbers, I believe, that they would do it second or third shot easily. But it's on site, and it's the final. It's only one try, and that's it.
Well, Jan, thank you very much. You've given us a fantastic semi-finals. We're really looking forward to this one. Will you come back and talk about the women with us later on?
Definitely.
Jan, thank you. I'm going to let you go down to the ground. And our first fall. Around the 33rd hole here, Seb, are we looking at?
Yeah. And it's actually exactly the traverse that I was meaning. It will be quite hard, and that's exactly the point where he fell.
So, make a note of that one, guys. Our current high point on the men's wall here, around the 33rd hole, moving on to that one. Didn't match on that one, did he, Seb? It wasn't the 34th as well, because that 33 is also a 34.
Yeah, well, I think he's got the 33rd hole, and he was trying to get the 34th one with the left. But he had a really nice go there. He was climbing, I would say, almost perfect. I think he didn't do any mistakes. It was really nice climbing.
Well, Jan, while he was talking just about the route, didn't take his eyes off Gautier, because of course this is the moment where he gets the most nervous.
Yeah,
starting
definitely.
a finals like this, it's like, you know, as he just said, I hope that not everybody tops. Well, we've seen our first fall now, so Jan can possibly breathe a little bit more and calm down as we get started. We saw him quite easily managing that sort of double roof section there and moving onto the arête. He looked pretty strong, right?
Yeah, that's true. He was looking pretty strong. But I also think that it's actually physically not that hard, but it's maybe more hard to read it, to do it right. If you don't do any mistakes there, and if you are going fast over it, I think it's not too hard actually. It actually starts getting hard, I think, after that roof section, at first going to the left and then definitely going to the right. I think those are actually the really hard parts. And then obviously close to the top.
Well, we're seeing loads of you getting tuned in now, saying hello from all around the world, from Canada joining us as well. We've got some guys joining us from Australia. We have quite a few of you joining us from Belgium as well, tuning in from Belgium. Looking forward to see Adam Ondra climb and seeing what he achieved last year. That was from Sien Aerts. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Also from Kooky45 saying so excited about watching a live final with all the stars. Chris Toth saying we stand for Danara, go Danara. Hi from Vienna in Austria. And also a fan from Belgium getting tuned in to see the first athletes. I'm excited. Christoph also saying we spend Saturday evening in front of our laptops and we love it.
That's really nice to hear.
Well, they're joining us from Vienna and from Austria, and here is your hope then. Jakob Schubert moving out onto the field now, and as you said earlier, Seb, this is the guy that you think should be doing pretty well with this route.
Yeah, I think he has the potential to do pretty good in that route, because it has a few bouldery movements, and I'm quite curious how he's going to manage that route.
Well, here is his start then. Our clock now starts counting up for his 8 minutes, but as we've said, we don't think time will be too much of an issue here for these guys.
No, I don't really think so.
Jan calling this a rough estimate of a hard 8C. He doesn't think it's an 8C plus due to the overall wall height. He doesn't think it's quite high enough to call it an 8C plus. But a hard 8C here from him. Starting off with this sort of crimpy style at the beginning, then into this first volume over the top of this one. And where it really starts to get hard is just past the purple volumes that are just ahead of Jakob now. And moving into that first sort of snaky traverse section.
Yeah.
That's where we're going to see a lot of the athletes running into some troubles.
Yeah, and Jakob was looking really good on this first section of the route. That crimp is also looking pretty small. And that's the first dynamic movement I mentioned before. It's looking pretty cool.
Schubert earlier making it through into the finals, but not particularly in a strong place. He qualified in 7th.
I was a bit surprised about that. Normally he's further up on semi-finals, but well, it doesn't matter. Actually, the one that matters is finals, so let's wish him good luck there.
So a 37 plus was his score in the semi-finals. He's now climbing on this, which is a total of 43 holds, an 8C, a hard 8C. And at the moment looking pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's true. By now he's looking really strong on that route. Still feel quite comfortable, I would say. But now it starts getting interesting slowly. How he's going to manage the next sections there.
There are quite a lot of slopers on this wall as well.
Yeah, there are a lot of slopers. You've got to hold a lot of volumes, and I think that's really nice. Lately you've had just competitions with lots of crimps, and I think that's not so cool because slopers are kind of more varied. Because a crimp, there's just one place where you can hold it. It's like, okay, you've got a strong forearm, you will hold it, doesn't matter. But on a sloper, it's not enough to have a strong forearms or to be just light. You need, I think, some kind of more, actually even more climbing intelligence, because sometimes if you hold a sloper in a different angle, then it's a lot easier or a lot harder. So I'm thinking this is really good at competitions.
Looking a little bit flustered, but still in control here, still comfortable in his climb, I think.
Yeah, still in control, still comfortable.
He's currently hanging out literally on the 25th hold here of a total of 43. Heel hook here over that one to start, then moving over to the left hand side. We saw Gauthier managing this fairly well.
Yeah, Gauthier was looking so strong there on that movement. Jakob is looking a little bit tired there.
And do we think that it's going to be something to do with the heat as well at this point on the wall? You know, they were saying the route setters were concerned about some of the slopers due to the heat in the venue. Obviously, with so many people, it rises. It's going to be quite hot with the lights as well at the top of that wall.
Well, I think that just makes it necessary to climb like a little bit. Oh no.
A slip with the foot there. He obviously didn't expect that. Jakob's going to be very disappointed with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially considering that he is one of the top 3 at the moment. He's currently sitting in 2nd place behind Sachiyama on the World Cup rankings. And Ramonet is a definite threat to him at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's quite a disappointment for him. But I had the feeling he didn't really get inside of the route. You know what I mean? It was not that fluent, his climbing. He never looked so tired, but also not that fluent. Well, I think it was just on his day and not his route. Those things can happen, and
I think he knows that as well there. He's clearly not happy with that one,
yeah,
but he's
sure.
acknowledging the crowd before moving back behind again.
Yeah, I think he can't be really happy with that. I mean, he's usually so strong, so that's for sure a disappointment for him. But I think it's really nice for Gauthier to pair.
We get ready with our next athlete then, moving on to the next finalist to make it through. And I know a lot of you are tuning in for this one and excited to see how this is going to work out. Our next male athlete out into the finals will be Sean McCall in a few moments' time. Currently though, as you can see there, the leader's chair still sitting with Gauthier Super. That's 33 plus. We get ready to welcome Sean McCall out onto the field. Another athlete, you know, we were saying about Jakob with that boulder combined style, should do well here. Unfortunately, a slip with the foot there brought him down. He was looking a little bit tired, but he was kind of fine. And we see this with Jakob quite a lot. He gets very red in the face, but he's still completely in control. He didn't look too pumped there. He could have kept pushing. It looked like
you could have still climbed a few movements further there.
It looked like a slip is what's cost him that climb there. Sean, now he's going to come out and he's going to blitz this. He's going to start moving fast and he's going to keep going.
Yeah, I'm so curious about him. I really wish him best of luck. It would be nice to see him on the podium here today. And I think for sure he is one of the persons who have a quite good potential to reach that.
Sean here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hello to Commander, who's back with us as well. So is JFM Carrier and Andreas Kuhnel saying hi, and from Munich in Germany here. Thanks for streaming. More than welcome. Thanks for being with us. A lot of people getting involved on the YouTube as well. Nice to see you all coming back for the finals after what was one of the most exciting semis I've seen in a long time earlier today.
Yeah, that's true.
Jan has just excelled himself here. We've already seen 2 falls from the athletes, no tops yet in the men's final. And do we think it's possible? Think it's possible to see a top here on this route?
Yeah, I think so. I think it might be possible to see a top here.
We've not noticed one particular move that's just stopping all of them yet. I mean, we're on to our 3rd athlete, but we've already seen 2 different athletes falling at different places on the wall.
Yeah, which is really nice. Yeah, I would say, in my opinion, today in that competition, it's the best route setting of the whole year. For sure, already now. And I think they should let him set routes tomorrow.
Just have an entire year of Jan.
yeah, for sure. Then I would also prefer the qualifications because I usually don't really like them.
McCall then qualifying in 6th place with 39, a height of 39 in the qualification in the semi-finals round earlier on today. These athletes have already climbed on this wall once. 26 years old, Sean McCall, world ranked 6th, World Cup ranked 7th at the moment. Previous results from this year then: 2nd place at Uyang this year, 3rd at Mokpo, 3rd at Purs, 4th at the bouldering in Vale, 4th at the bouldering in Innsbruck, a gold medal at the bouldering in Logdragamere. I mean, the list just goes on and on. This man is just a titan of sport climbing. He's jumping into 3 different disciplines. He frequently competes in the speed as well as the lead and the bouldering.
Yeah, Sean McCall is a real multi-talent. And he is still looking so good here.
2 minutes it's taking him to reach this point at the moment. He's roughly halfway on the route now. He's up onto the 26th hold at the moment. That's the 27th he's just taking there with the right. And you can see from this angle we've got here, look at the holds here and what they're having to use with their finger work on that moment. Hardly anything to go on. I mean, that's a piggyback hold that you've got there. So you've got a little bit of an extra ledge with the right as you come across, but it's still so much finger strength needed on this incline as well. You know, you're looking at 45 degrees incline.
So now it starts being quite interesting. That's definitely a pretty hard part of the route.
Into some slopers here. This is where we lost Jakob a few moments ago.
Also him starting to get pumped here. Oh!
And is he managing to hold that? He is, isn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, and unfortunately down there again.
Wow.
Well,
it's just like I said.
Yeah, you've called it. Well done.
This is for sure the first very hard route there.
Smiles for sure.
That's an awesome route for sure.
So looking like he was moving over onto the 35th here, so we're looking at a 34 plus,
Yeah.
which is going to be besting at the moment what Gautier Suffer did and puts us on a new high point here around 34 plus. Trying to get onto the 55th hold, 35th hold. Sean will now go and take his seat on the leader's chair as we get ready to move into our tied second place positions, four of them.
Now it starts being even more interesting. I'm really curious how these athletes are going to do in that route.
Brad getting in touch. Nice to see you back with us, Brad, as well, saying excited for Sean. Hope he can climb okay with food poisoning. Checking in from Montana. Well, that's a fact that I didn't know, and he's obviously just performed well enough to take the lead here. So he's obviously on the comeback from food poisoning.
Yeah, that's true.
Incredible effort, and he's still smiling, which is great. He gets to go
Yeah,
sit
it's
down
really
now.
nice to see that. And Jakob's looking really disappointed there. You can quite well see it on his facial expression.
Now, this is a familiar sight as well. Jakob and Sean in finals together, ending up their climbs, coming and sitting down and chatting to each other. Either usually Jakob's on the podium and Sean comes across, or Sean's on the couch and Jakob comes across.
Yeah, that's
They'll
really
always
nice
talk.
to see.
And now's the treat for us. This is the first time in a long time that, I mean, the last time I saw this gentleman climb was over in the World Championships in Bercy last year, 2012. Though I did say hello to him at the Rockmaster earlier this year. I didn't actually see him climbing there. He's announced his return to sports climbing next year. We're really looking forward to having an entire year of Ondra back in the field, starting to challenge some of these guys that are, in his absence, a little bit used to making it through to finals. And Ondra could be throwing a bit of a spanner in the works there for them next year.
Yeah, definitely.
He's already doing it here, making it through as one of our tied second place position athletes. Ondra gets started now. And I know a lot of you guys are joining us and excited about seeing Ondra back on the walls again with the IFSC.
It's really interesting to see him back there.
James Welch saying, I've never watched the league comp before and this stuff is good. Thanks, bud. Over with Adam Ondra then, we start with his climb. Timer there on the corner. As you can see though already, we're not noticing an issue with our time here. 2 minutes and they're hitting the crux section of the wall. Between the second and third minute, they get 8 all in all. They could really take their time and go a little bit slower if they wanted to.
Yeah.
That is something that we might see kind of developing a little bit later on, especially with climbers like Ramone coming out, who's going to be wanting to spend a little bit more time being cautious.
Yeah, I'm quite curious also about Ramone in this route. I actually think it's not so much his style, but anyway, he's super strong, so for him it's always everything possible. What's in a good way? And also Adam is a very, very fast and fluent climber, not taking lots of rests. Very technical, as I already mentioned in semi-finals.
I saw some people chatting a moment ago online about the difference between Ondra and McCall, asking which one they thought was fastest as a climber. What would your opinion be on that one, Seb?
That's really hard to say.
Well, Sean hit this point at 2 minutes 12. This next two or three moves here, he's around about 2 minutes 12, but it's more or less exactly where Ondra is here now.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're pretty much the same. They're both more or less the same fast climbing, I would say.
But completely different physical form. Their body shape is completely different physically. Ondra a little bit tall and gangly, Sean very compact. Obviously that maximum power of Sean is incredible, but then so is Adam's.
Yeah, that's true. They're pretty different body types, but too, they're having a few similarities in their style of climbing. And I think also in the way what they like.
Confidence here on that move across from Ondra, looking really, really good here.
Yeah, it doesn't look pumped at all.
Mythman saying this is such a nice sight, seeing Adam again. Allez, Adam. This is where it's going to start getting interesting then.
Yeah, now it really starts interesting. Nice heel hook
Heel
there.
hook here. A point that you were making earlier, Seb. He seems to have this way of finding the unusual extra bits of help.
He has done the clip already. I think that's a really good thing. Still looking super strong. Wow.
That's 35. That's the new high point, guys. The crowd right behind him. 36. 7. Drop knee here, and look at the positioning of his feet here.
Yeah, that's looking like a really good run for him. Really strong.
39, guys, of a total of 42 moves. Can he? No! 39
that was
plus.
a really, really strong climb there. Absolutely incredible.
Adam Ondra with the 39 plus marks his return to sport climbing and becomes the new leader at this stage of the finals in Valence 2013 with an incredible performance there. Adam Ondra now gets to go and take his seat on the chair, and look, he's got a smile on his face.
Yeah, he's so happy.
Very nearly atop.
Yeah, it was really near to the top. I'm curious. Maybe it will be even enough for a win. We are not knowing it,
Possibly,
but
yeah.
it's quite possible, I think. But I think for really sure for a podium.
Well, Ad marks the halfway point of our athletes now. Oh! Style it out, Adam, style it out. The crowd is still clapping, so things are still good. I don't care, he could have fallen flat on his face then, he's still cool.
Yeah, for sure.
After a climb like that, you can come down and do anything and you'd still be fine.
Yeah, I would say so. Well, and doesn't matter if he falls on the ground. He did fall quite low on the route, so it was okay.
Yeah, falling on the ground for a climb is not a problem.
No.
I like your mentality there, sir. Okay, so we're going into the next of our tied second place positions. All of these athletes with a 40 plus in the semi-finals. Adam Ondra setting our new high point around 39 plus. We now welcome our European champion on home turf here in France, Romain Desgrange, for France. A very comfortable semi-finals climb earlier.
Yeah, for sure.
It looked like it was just a misplaced, moment, and then a slip, and that's what brought him down. He didn't look too much in trouble. He looked quite in control at the moment he came down on the wall.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, at the moment he's looking quite on shape of his fitness. And, well, I think it all matters if he's just climbing right and not doing any mistakes. And I think if he's not mistaking, he's also, for sure, a potential podium climber.
We were talking about the difference between him and Manu earlier.
Yeah, that's true.
And saying that, Ramon tends to have a higher endurance rate than Manu, despite the fact that we think they're quite similar climbers. He's got a higher endurance rate, but a little bit less maximum power.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
the other way around, it's Manu with a bit more maximum power, a little bit less endurance. Well, endurance is definitely going to come into helping him here in the finals.
Yeah,
when
I think so.
Comes up to that point on the wall of moving over on those two traverse sections, he's going to need the endurance here, but he's also going to need the maximum power.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
a
I
lot of
think
this here is bouldering problems.
Yeah, mainly up there on the wall, it's really bouldery, and I think that was also helping Adam Ondra there, that he's got lots of experience in bouldering right now, and he has been doing that lately a lot, so I think that helped him on those movements up there.
That's the man himself, that's Jan, down on the ground, saying hello. He must be pretty happy right now. It looks like we're seeing a good spread. This is working as a final route, just like it did in the semis. Still looking good here at the moment.
But I think he did really like that sloper. But too, he's looking strong and quite relaxed.
Well, if you didn't like that sloper, he's in for a bit of a shock in a moment when he gets into the next section of the wall. Because there's enough of them about.
Yeah, that's true. You've got a lot of slopers there. The French coach being a little bit nervous there as well. As you can see in his face.
So, Ramon, one of the guys with a 40 plus earlier in the semi-finals. Resting here.
Yeah, finding another little resting position for himself. Yeah, there you can also see he definitely prefers the crimps as he's resting on that hold.
Dynamic move here, getting in with the toe hook, heel hook on the other foot. Now he's going to start moving around onto the arete here at the side. Pacing himself.
Yeah.
Slower here, you know, almost 40 seconds slower than the other climbers that have reached this point. We've seen a lot of them hitting it around 2 minutes 10. Here, 2 minutes 47, but he can afford to do it. He's got more than enough time to slow down and take his time on this one.
Yeah, he's still got a lot of time there. But mainly on that route, the persons are climbing pretty fast because I think it's better and more effective to climb fast on that route because it doesn't really have lots of resting positions there. Oh! I think he didn't really like that move. Let's hope he will be able to get back and relaxed here.
Well, this here is the 28th and 29th hold. He has obviously matched on it because he's resting on it now. So that's 29 at the moment, and he's shown plus movement as well. But it's that move up to the 30th he's a little bit uncertain of. Again, back down. Now this is where he's going to start burning energy. You can see there in his face a little bit flustered now.
Yeah. And I think he just doesn't get this hold on the right place. And he's trying to find somewhere a crimp, but basically you just have to grab it as a sloper, I would say. And I think that's what he doesn't like on that route for sure.
Four minutes gone now. He's got to rest up before another attempt. Once he moves past this, he's got to keep going. He's back down again. This is definitely burning up some of the energy here. He's going to start, the longer he stays here, the more pumped he's going to get, despite the resting out.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of his power then for the top movements. Yeah, let's hope he will soon find a good way.
He's got to just slap that hand on it and just go for it as a slope. A bit of compression. He's trying to find a finger, a place for a little bit of a crimp move here. A little bit shaky.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, Rommel back on the ground now. You could see that he just used all of the energy there trying to figure out a way that he could maybe crimp on that.
Yeah, I think he really doesn't like the slopers. I've realized of that.
Yeah, I've never seen him being against them so much before, but he clearly wasn't happy there.
Visible. Well, and also lately the competitions are with lots of crimps, and you don't see lots of slopers. So right now in that competition, it's one of the first competitions in that season where you really have a slopery route.
Well, they're such a frequent feature in the bouldering season.
Yeah.
It's obviously what Jan has described this route, the entire route, as being one big boulder problem.
Yeah,
so
and
he's
I think
clearly
that's good.
combining the styles. It's a great
Yeah, I think
difference
it's
there.
going to improve the competition in itself, and also to make it more interesting for the crowd to watch. I mean, watching such a competition, it's much more interesting and much more exciting than watching a competition with 60 movements or something like that.
Yeah, this shorter wall has provided some interesting different options for the route setters here.
Yeah, for sure.
So we are still with Ondra, guys, and it gets more intense as we get ready to move on to our next second place position athlete, which should be Ramone, I believe, at this moment, after the appeal from the semi-finals to say, hang on a minute, I got a 40 plus there. The route setters, the judges on the ground re-watched the video and said, yeah, actually you did get a 40 plus there, okay, you can have it. So that's put Ramone back up into second place, and I believe due to the rankings on the world rankings here, we should be seeing Ramone coming out. Now, and on to Amma a little bit later on. We've got Sachi and also Min yet to come. Hyun Bin will be out in a little while as well. Ondra must be feeling pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. Watch the smile on his face. He's so happy.
Here's the man himself. What a great lineup for a final.
Yeah, for sure. Amazing. Yeah, about him I'm really curious. If he's going to manage the route, if he's going to manage a few of the dynamic movements. I think a few of those movements he won't feel comfortable in. But Thu, I think it's actually not really about the size. I think he's able to do all of them for sure. But it will be more about if he's confident enough or to just go for it and not hesitating too much or wasting too much time.
The interesting thing here with Ramone is that we've seen dynamic moves be his downfall before. For example, Purs, because of his height, having to go for that double dyno in the finals, and it obviously cost him the finals there. And height can sometimes be an issue with some of the reach moves for him as well. The interesting thing is, I was talking to Tony, his coach, and I've talked to him several times, because we had a question in Mokpo about any advice for smaller climbers. You know, it's from somebody that I assume must have been a smaller climber, saying any advice in my training of what to do. Well, I went over to Tony, Ramone's coach, and said, any advice for smaller climbers, what do you tell Ramone? And he said, well, actually, I didn't tell Ramone this, but the first ever coach Ramone had, the very first thing he got Ramone to start doing was dynamic moves. Work on being dynamic, jumping, work on boulder problems and jumping constantly.
Yeah.
And he said that was one of the problems, you know, one of the ways that you get around being a smaller climber. You have to have the dynamic ability there.
Definitely.
And then the other thing was to watch other smaller climbers. That was the other advice they gave. Watch, you know, for example, Min Hyunbin and Ramone observe each other quite frequently and how each other climbs.
Yeah, well, they're some way quite similar. And I think as a smaller climber, it's also important to have a good flexibility. Because either your footholds are just too low, or you have to find some footholds that are over-averagely high. So I think you need to be some kind of in the extreme, either doing really long movements and really low foothold positions, or finding really, really high foothold positions and having a good flexibility. I think both of these skills you need to have.
Well, that was a glimpse at Tony down on the ground, looking a little bit miffed there. I'm not entirely sure why. Ramone's only just started.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit worried.
Ramone, 2 times world, 2 times European champion, winner of the World Games in Cali. For a long time, world ranked #1, is currently still fighting out for that position with Jakob Schubert and Sachi Ama. Sachi, who's currently holding that position. And here are the slopers then, onto the slopers. And Stephen getting in touch here saying slippery slopes makes for a climbing thriller in the finals. But one of the things I'm hoping doesn't happen, because it probably will with the heat of the lights on the wall now. We're well into the finals. These holds could be starting to get pretty slippery now.
Yeah.
It might even have been why Ramon de Grange wasn't comfortable in going up and using a whole palm there on that reach with the left.
Yeah, that's quite true, but I think, yeah, for sure it's going to affect a little bit, but I think it won't do that much. Because there's not that much chalk on the holes. I mean, there are only 8 climbers. Oh, what happened there? Did you see that?
Well, let's hope that it isn't that. I mean, he's looking at his hand there for a moment. It was just interesting. It just dropped off. I suppose that's the only way to describe it.
That's crazy.
He wasn't reaching. He wasn't going for anything else.
I think he just felt uncomfortable in that route.
Not entirely sure. I'm not.
It was looking like that.
It didn't look like too much of a surprise either. Maybe it was a slip. I'm not entirely sure of the condition of the slopers. The thing is, Jan mentioned at the very start of this competition, during the qualifying rounds, that the reason he'd put so many slopers on the wall for the qualies was that he was concerned under the heat and the lights and the crowd that the slopers were going to end up getting too slippy for the final, so he wanted to test them during the qualifications. Well, he's obviously found that they were okay during the qualifications. Let's hope that it's not that the slopers are getting a little bit slippy at this stage, and that was just an uncomfortable position for Ramone to be in.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, actually, at the place where he fell, it was not a sloper. He was having with the right hand a crimp, and also the next hole would have been another crimp. So I think it was, another reason for his falling.
Look at that grin.
So nice.
Look at that grin. That's because he knows he's got a medal now.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
we've only got 2 more left to come. He's
Yeah.
got to be feeling pretty good. His first major return to the IFSC. But there's Jan now going over and congratulating him already for the fact that he's just earned himself a medal. We
Yeah,
get
he
ready
looks
then
so
with
happy.
Sachi Ama, our next athlete out here. Here he is.
Yeah, and I would say Sachi in this route, he's also one of the potential favorites, for sure.
Well, he's done a bit of bouldering this year as well. We've seen him at a couple of bouldering events. Incredible amount of endurance.
Il a gagné en Chine, il a gagné en Corée, deuxième à Burse, il a gagné à IFSC cette saison.
Here we are with Sachi then. He's currently our World Cup ranked number 1, 460 points at the moment, which puts him ahead of Jakob Schubert with 388 and Ramone with 358. So he's got a bit of a nose ahead here on the World Cup rankings. If he can do put in a good performance here, especially considering the way that Ramone and Schubert have just performed, it's looking like Sachi will be taking the overall World Cup rankings.
Yeah, I think the potential for him this year winning again the overall World Cup is quite good so far, because also watching the competition today, both of these athletes, Jakob and for sure Ramone, they haven't been doing really good goes.
No, they've not had a great run.
So I think right now Sachi is having the best potential for to do great here.
Shout out to Dinesh Silva that's getting in touch saying time to watch some awesome lead climbing finals. All the best to all the climbers from Singapore Polytechnic Rock Climbers on the IFSC. Nice to have you with us, Singapore. Sachi slow and controlled here.
Yeah, that's true. I think he doesn't like the slopers so much as well.
Well, let's watch how he gets on with this next move, because this is onto this this green donut with the slopers bulging out from it here ahead of him. Let's see whether he's hesitant to move on this. Mythman saying, "Go Sachi, make Adam sweat." Love it.
Yeah, it would be nice to see here him coming close to the point where Adam climbed or climbing further. But for sure, I want to see him climbing quite far in that route, because it's such a nice route and it's so cool to watch it. And also Sachi is an amazing technical and nice climber, so I wish him best of luck there in that route.
Now, he wasn't too bad there on that one. He was relying on that lower sloper there before moving up to that little side crimp and then up again onto this next hole. Didn't seem like he was in too much trouble there.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to see what the blue ones are like a little bit further ahead as well, because they're closer to the lighting ring at the top. We have seen 2 or 3 athletes up at that point.
Yeah, I'm curious how he's going to do there. But he's still looking quite relaxed if you watch him on his face.
Taking the time to shake out here, 2 minutes 46, so a slower climb here as well than what we've seen from Sean McCall and Adam Ondra. Sachi pacing himself here, but he knows he can. How's everybody doing? Are we enjoying the final so far? Are we liking this route? Set by Jan Zabranik and his route setting team here.
And now I'm quite curious about this next section.
So precise.
Yeah.
Oh no! As he slips and falls, unbelievable.
Oh no!
So we're seeing a lot of surprises here. By
Yeah,
the look of
that's
things.
true.
Now that looked like it was a foot more than anything else that gave way underneath him then.
Unfortunately slipped away there. That was really unexpected. Such a pity there.
And you can tell Sachi is a little bit disappointed with that one as well. He was unexpected.
For sure, he could have climbed so much further.
Yeah, he was definitely in a good enough condition to do so.
Yeah, he was looking really strong there. I think he would have the potential to challenge Adam Ondra there.
Well, at the moment, Adam's definitely going to have a big smile on his face because he's currently in the gold medal position still, with only one athlete left to come out.
Yeah, about that I'm now really curious.
I really want Min Hyunbin to come out and just do something exceptional here, because after him losing his gold place positioning in Mokpo on home turf, taking the silver there this year, he looked hungry in the semi-finals, and he outperformed pretty much everyone.
He was looking so strong in semi-finals. It was looking awesome. And it would be really nice to see there top from him in this route. Awesome.
I just want to see it beat. I want to see the route beat.
Sorry?
I want to see the route beaten.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely he does have the potential to top this route.
Well, there's our leader chair at the moment. Don't forget, guys, we're not going anywhere after we finish here. We're going straight over onto the women's wall, and we get started with our female final a little bit later. After this next climb here from Min Hyunbin, an entirely new route to have a look at and analyze. So, Hyunbin, first place position from the semi-finals with a height of 42 plus. At the semi-finals earlier on today, was climbing very, very well, taking a moment here to just walk himself through the beta before getting on the wall. 24 years old from Seoul, world ranked 4th, World Cup ranked 6th at the moment. Second place at Mokpo this year, 3rd at Perm, 8th at Purs, 4th at Imst.
Yeah, and if you watch the finals on Mokpo, it was such a pity that actually he didn't win. Actually, it was also just a slip.
And it was countback again between him and Sachi.
Yeah, that's true. But I think at that place he could have also climbed further in finals. Watching him, he looked still so strong and still so fresh compared to the other climbers who they were already quite tired on that place, but he didn't look tired at all. When I saw him climbing at the beginning, I thought, well, okay, that won't put him in a really good place, because he was just looking so relaxed where he fell. But it was crazy, and I think he has got an awesome fitness at the moment. He's quite good on shape, so let's wish him best of luck here in this final.
Katie getting in touch saying, talk about commentator's curse for the Sachiyama incident. If I had anything to do with that, I do apologise.
That's a quite interesting technique here.
Straddling the volume. I wonder what they were saying then.
Yeah, me too. And I think this route actually could be also a good one for Hyunbin Min. Oh, what's happening? What is he doing there? I think he needs to move forward a little bit more confident.
Yeah, he doesn't look comfortable here. He's.
I think he's like some kind of stress or pressure.
Okay, Min, you got to start pacing yourself now. This is when you're starting to move up towards the blue holes and the slopers ahead of him. 2 minutes 20. So we're seeing him climb at roughly the same speed as the last 3 or 4 athletes. It's definitely been Ondra and McCall that have climbed it fastest so far today. Interesting point here from the Ultimate Shoe saying last time Adam was in the lead comps, he didn't have all that dynamic bouldering power. This time he's got the endurance and technique with the boulder power. The other guys are going to have to up their game. Very interesting there. I don't know whether any of you saw the interview that I did with him during the semi-finals. That was an interview taken yesterday after the qualifying rounds, talking about his experience at the moment and what he's been up to, and obviously he's training, doing a lot of boulder problems in the gym in between going out to his projects on rock, Ondra, and he's coming back looking really good at the moment, and currently he's in the gold medal slot.
And now Hyen Bin Min getting closer to the interesting part of the route. Oh,
Wow,
what's
okay.
that?
Well, that secures a win for Adam Ondra here in Valence.
That's crazy.
Min
Adam
Hyun-bin,
Ondra
unfortunately,
has
down there.
taken the gold. That's such an impressive thing. It's really a big surprise, I would say. So from my side here, a very big congratulations to Adam Ondra. It was a very nice climb from him. And I would say, welcome back on stage.
Okay, guys, that's one down and one to go. We get ready. Obviously, there are a few moments to see whether there are any appeals or anything, but we pretty much are looking now like we have an idea of what our podium is going to be. We are finished with our male final. We get ready for our female final in a short while, and Ondra clearly on top of his game here and ready to start taking on the IFSC World Cups. Using this as a bit of a tester for next year and
Yeah, that's
proving
true.
that.
And I think he has
he's looking
approved
good.
this test quite well.
Yeah, he's definitely passed.
Yeah,
A plus.
for sure. Yeah, A. That was definitely an A grade.
So it's currently looking like Gauthier Super is going to earn himself a medal here in bronze medal positioning with a height of 33 plus. Sean McCall with a silver with a 34 plus, and Adam Ondra with a gold of 39 plus.
What a huge difference.
What a massive difference in terms of our usual podium as well. The other guys are there, but they're nowhere near the podium. The closest that we're seeing here is Schubert in 5th place with a 30. And then you got Sachiyama with a 28 plus, Ramon Julien Blanc with a 20 here. Min Hyun-bin obviously with that fall even earlier than that a few moments ago. A completely different podium positioning than what we're used to seeing here, despite having the same guys in the final. Bit of a shock turnaround here.
Yeah,
and here's
sure.
Adam just getting mobbed by fans.
Yeah. Well, those were for sure a few surprises here today. An amazing show. And a really nice final route. And I think the finals should be more often like that.
It was a fantastic final route, really interesting to
Yeah.
see. Nice boulder style there going on. I'm hoping that it wasn't an issue with the slopers on the wall, that it wasn't that there was a chalk
Yeah.
build-up, and that it was just hard.
Yeah, I think so. It didn't really look like that.
So we're going to bring up the results for you as they stand at the moment. Then this is what we have here at the venue at present. Obviously, we're waiting for any appeals that might be coming in, so it's going to take a time before we can confirm everything here. The IFSC guys will do all their best to go through this one. Here it is, Adam Ondra in 1st place with a 39 plus. Sean McCall in 2nd at the moment with a 34 plus. Gauthier Super with a 33 plus. Fantastic result for him, very young athlete for France. From Mont-de-Grange, 30. Jakob Schubert, 30. Sachiyama with a 28 plus. Min Hyun-bin, 24 plus. And Ramon Julien Blanc all the way at the bottom there with a 20. Those are your results as we have them at the moment for the men's final. Hopefully you enjoyed that one, and hopefully you're looking forward to what's to come with the women's final as we get ready to welcome out our first female athlete in a few moments' time, which will be Maya Vidmar. To try this wall, we'll be talking to Jan yet again in a few moments about what he has in mind for the women's final here. A longer route than we've seen from the men's. We're looking at a total of 49 holds towards the top here. And it just looks a little bit crazy. I'm looking at the route map in front of me now and just thinking, there's some interesting things on here. We've got a 0.5 hold, 22 and then a 22.5 before the 23rd. I haven't seen that one in a while. Some marked up footholds as well. So what are you guys saying at the moment? Molly Thompson-Smith, sweaty hands, watching Min then I imagine. Cam saying come on for Min. James Welch, well done Andra. Barry Smith saying, so this is what Andra does when he hasn't trained specifically for the league competition. I have a prediction for next year's winner. Interesting. And we've also got Moika saying congratulations to Sean McCall for taking a silver here at the World Cup.
Yeah, it was, in my opinion, a really interesting men's final here, and I'm quite confident that the female final is going to be right the same interesting. And me as well, I got really sweaty hands watching this route. It was really cool.
Some of you guys getting in touch as well. Piotr saying, I knew I should have put some money on Adam. And Duderos Fox saying, wow, Andre is still able to win on plastic between his insane projects. This guy is a freak of nature. A lot of people getting in touch on multiple feed platforms now. People asking about the plus ranking system, and yes, you are pretty much correct in that one. It means that we have seen positive movement from a hold towards the next hold, possibly even getting a hand on that one. But you earn the hold once you have controlled and shown that you have controlled that hold. So for example, if you're on the 39th and you're reaching up, if you manage to get that hand on and maybe you're looking like you're going to move on to the next one, that would be you're making, say it was the 40th beforehand, you've made the 41st and you're moving on to the 42nd, that's looking like you've controlled the 41st hold. If you are on the 41st and you're reaching to the 42nd but you fall, you would get a height of 41 plus. So the plus system is a positive, progressive movement from the previous hold towards the next. That would give you a plus. It's showing that you're controlling the previous and looking forward to moving on to the next one without quite locking on to the next hold. And we get ready to move over then to our women's lead finals. Kart saying, wow, I thought Jakob got a real chance to win there, but congratulations to Adam, a really nice job. And Commander getting in touch as well, saying well done for Adam also. We will be chatting to Adam, of course, a little bit later on. Around about podium time, I'll be going down and having a bit of an interview with him about how he's feeling about A, next year, and B, this performance here at the finals. He must be pretty happy about now. A few moments time then, guys, we'll get started with our women's finals. Well, guys, as you can see on your screen at the moment, we've got Adam Ondra having a bit of a photo shoot and appreciation from the fans here. He's just disappearing, but we're going to try and see if we can grab him for an interview in front of that couch in a few moments while we're waiting for our women's league finals. At the moment, we are told that at 1/2 so at the moment it is 9 o'clock here, 9:05. We're due to start the women's finals at 9:30. We're going to find out whether that's actually going to be brought forward to keep things moving or whether we're going to keep to that schedule. If it is 9:30, I'll try and get an interview with Adam for you as well. Thanks for hanging around. We'll be back and resuming our coverage as soon as physically possible. Hopefully you're all enjoying things. If you are, let us know. You can do so using the hashtag in the bottom right corner. And I'll see you guys in a few moments. Brief update for you guys then. You might have seen me running around like a maniac down on the mat down there a few moments ago. I'm trying to find Adam Ondra for a brief interview before we carry on with the women's finals. Unfortunately, Adam has already gone into anti-doping, so we can't get to him at the moment. So we will be grabbing an interview with him afterwards, so do stick around for that one. Of course, we'll chat to our winners after the competition. I've just been told that 5 minutes from now we will get started with the women's final. So we're about to get things underway with you guys again. As you can see, the lights are being dimmed. The audience are about to retake their seats as we get started for the second stage of our final here in Valence. Thank you guys for hanging around. Bit of a break there while the guys here at the venue got things sorted and ready to begin our female final. It is nice to have a bit of a difference here as opposed to going one woman, one man as we're moving through our finals. We've had our male final. Now we know what our podium is looking like. I can tell you there are a few appeals that are currently being discussed. If there are any changes to the overall rankings and standings, we'll let you know as it comes in. At the moment, we get ready, waited with anticipation as we get started on our women's final. Those are our athletes on your screen right now. Maya Vidmar, Akio Noguchi, Anak Verhoeven, Magdalena Roek, Kim Dain, Momoka Oda, Dinara Fakratinova, and Mina Markovic. As I was saying earlier, the big shock in the semi-finals, Kim Dain's fall at the moment, at the point that she did, is actually costing her here at the moment. As due to countback, there's quite a difference between where Mina's come in and where Kim Dain is currently standing at the moment. If it does go to countback on tops, Mina will take it at this late stage of the year when every single point for these two athletes counts towards the overall World Cup rankings. They're currently so close on their scores. At the moment, it is Kim Jae-in in the lead with 525 points, Mina Markovic with 515. But as we know, these athletes are allowed to drop their lowest score for the overall year. When we do that for both Kim Jae-in and Mina Markovic, due to their differences in their lowest scores, they both end up on exactly the same points. They are utterly neck and neck at this stage in the year with only 2 competitions left to go, and one of them is right here for you tonight. So that's the Kim Jae-in incident. Another interesting thing to point out for you then, Anna Verhoeven, this 17-year-old athlete from Belgium, we saw making her first ever finals in Purs earlier this year. She then went on and got into a second final, another final for her just after that one. Took a break, missed out on Perm, missed out on the China stage of the Asia Tour, but also now makes it into finals as well. So her 3 finals this year have been Purs, Mokpo, and now again at Valence. Every final every competition, every World Cup she has participated in since that first final breakthrough in Purs, she has made finals at every competition she's been in since then. Anna Verhoeven, 17 years old, now starting to make a name for herself as a young and up-and-coming athlete for Belgium, making frequent finals. A first time in a while for Maya Vidmar as well here. Nice to see her back in the finals. Akia Noguchi, our World Cup ranked number 2 on the overall bouldering season for the IFSC this year, making yet another final here at this stage as well. And Dinara with this sudden surge of ability from last year into this year. Last year, I remember 2012, frequently Dinara just missing out on those finals. A frequent 9th place competitor. She is now making frequent finals. More than that, she's our European champion as well. And when you add into the mix everybody else that we have in the finals here, looking at Momoka Oda, our World Cup ranked number 3 at the moment. We've got Magdalena Roek, who's our World Cup ranked number 4 at the moment, fighting out for that 3rd place overall. So we've got another smaller competition going on there between 2 female athletes, and of course Mina and Kim Jae-in to contend with as well. We are looking like we're about ready to go, guys. There is our MC on the ground doing a little bit of an introduction. He's about to introduce the athletes, and while he does, I'm going to hand over to him and be back with you in a brief moment's time. Welcome back. Let's get things started with the women's finals for Valence 2013.
Les voies sont très difficiles dès le début, de toute façon, c'est un petit peu le nouveau protocole international. Maintenant, on met la misère aux grimpeurs dès le début des voies pour qu'on puisse sélectionner les meilleurs et que les meilleurs arrivent à passer. On s'est fait surprendre par les hommes, j'espère qu'on ne se fera pas surprendre par les filles. Tout ça pour vous dire, essayez de les encourager dès le début, comme vous l'avez fait si bien, et ne nous laissons pas surprendre une deuxième fois. Je crois qu'il est temps, DJ Chalabon est dans la place, mesdames et messieurs, veuillez accueillir les filles de la finale féminine. Et là, vous avez vu encore une fois, et elle va être redoutable ce soir à l'arrivée de l'équipe du Japon. Big applause please for Misakio Nobushi. Alors, les hommes ont adoré la présentation et le public. Elle, mesdames et messieurs, vous allez bien retenir ce nom parce que depuis sa catégorie minime, c'est la meilleure grimpeuse des catégories minime 1, 2, 3, 4 en junior et en cadette. Elle est belge, elle est exceptionnelle, c'est une de ses premières finales en Coupe du Monde. Elle a grimpé comme une déesse. Elle arrive de la Belgique, mademoiselle Anna Valence, c'est la plus jeune de la soirée. Elle est junior, une grande championne de la On retrouve maintenant celle qui est quatrième du classement mondial, c'est la leader féminine de l'équipe d'Autriche. Elle a aussi multiple podiums cette saison. Elle est jeune aussi. From Austria, I would like a big applause for Magdalena Rocha. Messieurs, quand je vous ai dit que ça allait être à votre tour, vous avez compris. Amoureux, elle a une technique tout simplement parfaite. Elle a aucune erreur dans sa manière de grimper. Un gant de fer dans un main de fer dans un gant de velours. Elle est magnifique, elle est numéro du mondial, elle est numéro 2 actuellement. Elle arrive de la Corée. Big applause for Kim Jae. On y va et on continue encore avec une petite Amari, elle est troisième mondiale, elle frappe pour l'équipe du Japon. Plusieurs podiums aussi cette saison. Gros applaudissements s'il vous plaît pour la japonaise. Momoka Ona Japan. Celle qui va venir, elle est toute seule aujourd'hui ici pour représenter son pays. Elle a un talent exceptionnel et une puissance redoutable. Elle est 6e du classement mondial, elle frappe pour la Russie. Applaudissements pour Diara Frankoutinho. Russia. The Queen of the Year, celle qui a tout déchiré, la seule à avoir sorti la voie sur les demi-finales, une puissance physique magnifique, très technique, très tonique. She's from Slovenia, the leader of the General Rocket Ranking, Mina Markovic. Allez, s'il vous plaît, tapez les pieds, tapez les mains, faites des bruits. Allez, on va allumer les lumières et c'est parti. On va avoir la chance d'aller voir partir sur le côté droit. Vous avez vu, hein, le niveau mondial chez les filles est de toute petite taille. Donc franchement, pour tous ceux qui aiment l'escalade pied, s'ils font moins d'1m65, mesdames,
Okay, well, what a fantastic way to introduce the athletes. To run down the aisle with the children, with the lights, the atmosphere, the crowds here. It's really starting to build up yet again after that brief intermission where you guys have been able to just chill out a little bit, go and get a coffee or whatever. I know it's probably annoying to you guys. We are back then now with our women's final. The essence of a final has come back. We are here. We're excited to see what's going to be happening here. Going to be interesting to see who pairs up with who here. This is the thing that I love watching. So we've got at the moment Anak with Magdalena, Akio on her own, Amoka on her own at the moment, Dinara on her own, and Maya obviously with Mina as they are teammates.
Sure.
One of the things I was talking to Mina about during an interview just yesterday was that I've really enjoyed watching her and Kim Jae-in's relationship grow, and the fact that whenever they're in a final together, I was about to say they're always in a final together, but when they're in the finals together, they do often ask each other's opinion, and they do often end up next to each other.
Yeah.
At the moment, though, this late stage in the year, I'm interested to see whether they'll pair up now.
Yeah, I'm quite curious about that because they're right now really the main rivals, and it's so close, their distance, just like you said before in the semis. So I'm quite curious about that as well, but I think in a few moments we're going to see them pairing up again. I would expect that.
You can see our Slovenian athletes, Mina Markovic and Maja Vidmar. Maja, if you remember far enough back, had that incredible run of gold medals back around, I think it was just before 2007. It was six consecutive gold medals at World Cups.
Yeah,
and then she had a finger injury. And then she took most of the next year out. And since then, you know, she's been, you know, occasionally making finals, occasionally not making finals when she competes. But it's great to see her here at the final with Mina, offering a bit of home team support.
Yeah. And also in this finals we have got lots of Slovenian female athletes. There are 3 Slovenian athletes, I think.
And Tina Sesterzik put in an incredible performance during the semi-finals. I thought we were going to see her through to the finals earlier. She did a really, really impressive semi-final climb. How's everybody doing then? Are we excited about this one? If you are, let us know. Let's get people talking about it. That's the best way you can help this sport grow. Get yourself onto Twitter, use the hashtag IFSCWC. Get involved with us here at the venue as well. If you have any questions, if you want to know anything or ask anything of us here at the venue, myself or Sebastian Halenki, who's with me at the moment, or any of the route setters, get in touch with us on there as well. That's the way to do it. We'll try our best to answer your questions. Here we're seeing something different.
Yeah.
They've really sort of separated off away from each other. Most of these athletes are occasionally going and chatting to each other, but there seems to be a moment of quiet solo contemplation going on. Look here, 4 just staring.
Yeah, it's true. I think it's because the route is it's a specific route, I would say. You have got lots of volumes and you have got many turns there, and it's going all over the wall almost. I think they really need to take their time to watch it on their own, or to memorize also a little bit all the movements and all the holds there. And I think after that they are going to pair up and also talk about it in isolation a little bit more. But I think this route is also very difficult for to read, so they take a bit more time on their own for to realize it, what's going to happen there.
Now pairing up again, but you know, again we've got these singular athletes around. They're just nice to see Mina and Dinara exchanging a word there for a moment as well. In a few moments I'll be chatting to Jan, like I did earlier on, about this, what he's intended and what we're going to see as we move into the female final. Some guys getting in touch here, Mythman saying Mina will win, but I really like Akio based on her boulder style and skills. Interesting. Nice to hear some of your opinions coming in. Incredible season overall for Kim Yain. Can she turn it around here, even despite the countback? And there is Anak, that's the 17-year-old athlete I was talking about a few moments ago, that since making her first final in Purs has made a final in every competition for the IFSC that she's been at since then on the senior circuit. Took into the final in Purs, ended up in 6th place, took a break, then didn't go to Perm, but joined us in Mokpo, made the finals there and came 5th. Took a break there for China, she's come back here to Valence, she's made the finals again, just 17 years old.
Yeah, I'm really curious how she's going to do in this route here, because it's a very, just like I already said, a tricky route, a very difficult route for to read, and she doesn't have so much experience. So I'm really curious about her and climbing in that route, but I think she for sure has the potential to do really good stuff here.
Here we go then. Okay, so there's no animosity between them. At least we know that they're not against each other at the moment. The rivalry is there, but there we go, look, walking off on their own. It's nice to see them pairing up again. In a moment, these guys will go back into ISO. They'll have their time to warm up. Well, most of them will anyway. Obviously not Maya, she's first out. But they'll be able to talk a little bit more back behind there about what they're expecting. That's it, that's the time called now. So we'll be sending our female athletes back into isolation and getting things ready for our final here after the semis we saw earlier today, which was essentially a perfect route. They say a perfect route is one that is only topped by one athlete, which is exactly what happened here. But not only that, we saw a perfect split in our finalists. Not one of these female athletes has the same score from the semi-finals, and that's really important when it comes to countback.
And don't want to uncommon.
And it's really uncommon, yeah, and we don't want to go to time. It's there just if we have to break a tie, but we want to see it being a climbing effort here.
Un championnat du monde, on a fait grimper les grimpeurs de très haut niveau mondial dans la ville de Valence, devant le poste René à l'époque. Et pour ces 10 ans, nous n'aurions pas là actuellement si on n'avait pas été accompagné depuis le départ par un partenaire qui était exceptionnel, qui a cru en nous, qui croit en nous tous les jours, grâce à qui nous avons pu financer la plus grande salle d'escalade associative de France. Je nomme le Crédit Mutuel que je vais demander de venir ici à côté de moi, et en particulier François Fouel, René Parcoureur, ainsi que Antoine Lyon. Merci.
Okay, well, after that brief announcement here, it looks like we're going to have a bit of a presentation going on before we start our female finals. I'll leave you with this presentation for now. We'll be rejoining the women's finals in a second, and in a moment, in fact, I can see already Jan is on his way up here now to have a chat about the women's route.
Ah oui, c'est vrai. Depuis maintenant 10 ans, depuis 2003. Et pourquoi Mineral Spirit? Parce que cette association se caractérise par un volontariat, une solidarité, par une mobilisation, et nous en avons la preuve encore ce soir, une mobilisation d'énergie, et surtout un très fort bénévolat et beaucoup de dynamisme. Et vous le savez, au Crédit Mutuel, nous sommes bénévoles. Chaque caisse de Crédit Mutuel est constituée, bien sûr, d'une équipe de salariés, mais surtout, les décisions sont prises dans un conseil d'administration qui est constitué de bénévoles élus par les sociétaires qui, vous savez, possèdent leur banque, puisque nous ne sommes pas une banque cotée en bourse. Le Crédit Mutuel appartient aux sociétaires qui votent pour les administrateurs bénévoles, dont j'ai l'honneur de présider le conseil d'administration de Valence. Mon collègue Dominique Lenormand préside la caisse de Quiran, mon collègue M. Sandré préside la caisse de David Bernet, et vous devez aussi le savoir, le Crédit Mutuel, de par sa fonction mutualiste et de sa structure coopérative, ne distribue pas de dividendes et aide les associations principalement dans le secteur sportif, le Top Club de Valence, etc., dans le secteur culturel, pour je suis en passion à Valence, et aussi dans la création solidaire économique pour des associations qui œuvrent pour les plus défavorisés. Et donc là, aujourd'hui, nous sommes dans le domaine sportif, qui est un domaine sportif particulièrement remarquable, j'allais dire formidable. Et aujourd'hui, nous avons décidé, pour ce 10e anniversaire de partenariat, eh bien, de remettre une coupe au fondateur qui doivent être là. Je leur demande, s'il vous plaît, de s'approcher. Celui qui est à la base de Mineral Spirit, au début, à la naissance de l'association, à qui je vais donner la parole. Et je vais demander d'applaudir
Okay, so for those of you that don't speak French, what he's basically saying here, he's one of the guys that is a member of the bank here. The first gentleman that came out and started speaking was thanking the bank for the funds and the support that they are giving this club in the fact that they can open up a brand new club for the younger athletes to carry on the tradition of Valence and climbing. It's due to the opening of this new club that we're having this presentation at the moment. And that was hearing from the bank. Back over to the organisers now to thank the bank again before we get started with the women's finals. That's what's happening at the moment here.
Tous ces bénévoles, je pense en particulier à François, qui est le premier président du club, qui est en train de conduire des fusions dans l'espace véhiculé. Je pense aux jeunes qui avaient 12 ans en 2003 et qui aujourd'hui, 20 ans après, ont des vraies responsabilités dans cette organisation, sont dans la salle, tous à des postes très importants. Je pense à nos enfants, tout petits en 2003, qui ont accompagné ce soir les membres des murs.
Et voilà, tout ça pour dire que l'escalade, ce n'est pas que du sport, c'est beaucoup plus. Alors, longue vie à l'escalade à Valence et sur les falaises de la Drôme et vive bien historique.
Aujourd'hui, c'est la dernière Coupe du Monde. Je pense que nous avons encore de nombreux projets et une belle aventure encore devant nous. Je vais donner maintenant la parole à M. Fourel, directeur de la caisse de Valence Centre, puisque nous avons un certain nombre de lots à remettre, puisqu'un tirage va être effectué. Alors, je voudrais un petit enfant, une petite fille, la charmante, qui va nous tirer les gagnants de la petite loterie qui a été mise en place par le Crédit Mutuel.
Bonsoir à tous, j'ai le plaisir donc de clôturer ces 2 jours de présence de l'ensemble des partenaires. À l'image de l'association, nous avons souhaité associer l'ensemble des partenaires présents sont avec nous. Ça permet ce soir de m'offrir 3 lots, d'en offrir 6. Donc je remercie la société Valence qui est représentée par Joanne G. Je remercie la société Mind Spirit qui est représentée par M. Olivier Grand et qui nous propose ce soir, on vient de Mind, si je prononce bien. La société Béal qui est représentée ce soir par Louis Salzman. La société Planète Rock qui est représentée par Julien Ménéras. Et différents collègues du Crédit Mutuel qui se jouent réellement pour offrir le lot. Allez, on va accélérer, on va attaquer par le 6e lot. Et on entend gagnant pour laisser la place au spectacle de venir retirer le lot sur le stand. Donc c'est M. Miralles Philippe qui habite le quartier Tête à Perrin, 6e lot. Ensuite, donc, M. Casagrande Thierry, 7 années d'avance, 26 500 pour les Valence. Donc, c'est la société Boss, Christophe Picard et des prises. Ensuite, Madame Aubringer, Marie, 3 rue Fanny, 26 320, Saint-Marcel. Donc ça sera la société Valence Spirit. Ensuite, M. Brali Richard, le Mandin, 1 rue Alain de France, 26 250, Livron. Donc ça sera l'entreprise PA et Crédit Mutuel. Ensuite, donc deuxième lot, je vous laisse expliquer parce que je ne connais pas trop le Monsieur Montré Titouan, les bons numéros 84 360 Rugier.
Oui, on va faire un cours, c'est les derniers d'innovation française en termes de prise et de volume d'escalade. Merci.
Et enfin, la tête active, donc Galaxy, pour faire partie du mutuel qui sera remise par le président. Mademoiselle ou Madame, Sugier Emma, Cours du Mistral, 84 600, Richrange. Donc pour laisser la place au chaud, on vous demande de venir retirer vos lots sur le crédit mutuel. Les différentes entreprises qui vous offrent ces lots sont présentes. Merci et bonne fin de soirée.
Merci pour cette compétition.
Merci le Crédit Mutuel.
Et alors, c'est le milieu sartique qui a failli pleurer, franchement, ça c'est énormissime, ça fait d'or. Alors, je tiens aussi à vous rappeler, parce qu'on n'a pas dit, Valence Spirit, c'est aussi le premier club à avoir lancé des lives sur Internet, et franchement, tout ce qu'ils ont pu faire pour l'escalade grâce à eux.
Okay, guys, well, we've had our little presentation there. That was from the bank and involved with the club here about opening up a new club for the youth, for the rest of the next generation coming out here. We're now going to move back over onto our women's final. Thank you for your patience. We are getting ready with our first athlete, and while we're about to bring out Maya Vidmar, let's have a brief chat with our chief route setter here, Jan Zabranik. Jan, how are you doing?
Still good.
It's just always good. How was the men's final for you? Exactly as planned, what you wanted?
Look, we weren't planning that the guys will be falling so low due to too many mistakes, but the result was perfect. We don't have any ties, and Adam won, so I'm super happy because I'm Czech. But no, I didn't set the climb, guys. Just if you know, the Matthew and Julian set the climbs for Adam to win. But as a Czech, I'm super proud of him. I'm really happy. All the guys climbed really good. It's so shame for Sachi and for Jakob to slip, because it would be really nice to see them on the head wall what they could actually do. Because for a route setter, it's for me always interesting to see how they can fight on the climb, and when they fight and fall and they are happy with their climb, it's always better than when they slip and fall halfway up the climb and they are not happy. Even should we have the result, I would prefer that they all go a little bit higher.
It's still been an incredible final already. We've had this amazing men's route. I was concerned at one point that I thought, you remember talking to me about the slopers in the qualifications and whether the heat was going to be a problem? Well, at one point during that I was thinking, is that why Ramon de Grange is a little bit cautious here? But talking to Owen and some of the other judges on the ground, the general consensus is that it was just a really good route. You had to be accurate. If you made one tiny error, you were going to come down. So I think you should be pleased with that one. Let's jump over onto the women's now. We're starting off with Maya. What have you got in store for us here?
With the female, we were very lucky in the semi-final that we had perfect split. It's very rare in the circuit of the World Cup to have the result after the semi-final. But we were trying to focus on it and bring some show into the final. So we used the big volumes and a little bit longer climb again. It's a lot of long, powerful moves for female. They are swinging in the roof. They are using heel hooks, toe hooks. It's completely different style than the semi-final. The semi-final was like the safe kind of style of setting when you get the result eventually, because they get pumped, they get tired. There are tiny holes, pockets, and the strongest climber win. But over here, it's something a little bit similar as the men's style of climbing. Of course, we had to choose the holes a little bit closer together, so the climb is longer. But we wanted to bring the show and just see how it could work for the future with the female, because just the ladder of little holes, it's fine, but for me personally, nobody really wants to watch it. The people want to watch the swinging and the show and the volumes and just the fun. And we want to bring the people fun, because the Valence climbing gym is full of fans, and they just want to have a fun here, and I think it's important to think of them as well.
Well, we've definitely had that so far. Talk us through this first section then. She's just made her way up there. I saw a little cheeky knee bar in there a moment ago as well. But talk to us about the start of this route up to where she is now.
Well, the beginning of the route is not super hard. It's tricky, and the moves are really long, and they are far apart. So the climbers, they get tired over there. But we were trying to play it safe. We didn't want to make any, crazy surprises. They were telling us here that 2 years ago on the World Cup, the girls didn't go really far in the final, and the organizers were a little bit worried about this. So we said, all right. So the first half will be like a welcome to the final. Then you go to the roof, and then from the roof on, it's just boom. It's a final started, and there are no excuses. There's one boulder after another boulder problem, and the finish, we were trying to do completely different style that at the semi-final, when the holes are not horizontal, they are all vertical. There are pinches, there are little edges. You cannot shake on them much. You just have to go. They are positive, they are okay, but they are sloping edges, and you have to keep your body tension and keep your balance, and you just go, and who is the strongest that wins.
So we're now moving up to around where this Tajitsu hold is here as well. You've used a lot of these nice, interesting volumes. This cluster on the bottom of the wall here looks interesting as well. Point out to us where you think we might see a potential crux on the wall here.
Well, with female is always problem on the angle change. So I think there will be cracks coming out of the grey and blue volume just out of the roof. And then basically every single move after that is a powerful pull. So we were expecting the girls to climb on that kind of section. Then the best can rest a little bit, and then in the black section of the holds on the top, there are maybe 9 or 10 moves which could decide on the potential winner.
Rough estimated grading then for this?
I said for the semi-final grade it's hard 8B+. For this climb it's 8B+. For men it's not so hard. For female it's super hard because all these swings where Maya is at the moment, it's very physical for them, and the girls are not really used to do these moves, and this could be really challenge for them. You know, they get tired. The holds are slopey. It's a completely different style. So I would say 8B+, but men's style.
8B+, but men's style.
Yeah.
I like the distinction between those two things, a men and a female style. So you have employed that sort of male style of climbing on this one here. Then we're looking at sort of powerful roof section moves, that tough transition into the roof and onto the angle change, and then the entire top section of the wall coming out of this roof here onto the black holds. We're going to see some division of the finalists there as well.
I hope so.
Jan, thank you for such an amazing competition.
I thank you.
I look forward to seeing you again. I'm going to let you get back down on the ground. Thank you for talking to us.
All right, guys, have fun.
Nice to chat to Jan, as always. Back over to this then. Maya Vidmar now. Approaching a tricky point here now.
Yeah, she's still looking pretty good here. And as I see, it's a pretty technical route there with lots of volumes, many slopers. There are not as many crimps as usually, and I think that's also quite nice here. And I think this movement, the next one which is coming, is some kind of bouldery. This is really a bouldery part here.
Okay, Maya, crowd right behind her here. Here you can see those 3 smaller holds on the side of this hemisphere here. She's got to fight her way up. Oh, unfortunately, we lose her there on the 36th hold. But it looked like she was controlling that middle hold there.
Yeah, I think she was controlling it.
So we're looking at around a 36 for our current high point on the women's then. What do we think then, guys? Our first glimpse of the women's route. We haven't seen the top section, the point that Jan is expecting to see the biggest division in the athletes. After the semi-finals and that perfect split there, he's saying that he wants to give us an exciting final, a bit of a spectacle as well as the climb being tough. We're looking at around an 8B+. Stylistically more of a men's type route to a women's, according to Jan. So, Maya Vidmar, 36, starts us off here. We get ready to welcome our next athlete, Akio Noguchi, which, if she has the endurance, which she's proving time and time again that she has, on a route like this, the boulder problems all the way up, this is where she's going to just excel.
Yeah, I think so. I think this might be really a good route for her. And watching that route, I would say, well, as I already said, it's having lots of round slopers, not many in-cut holds. So this also doesn't allow the girls to rest so much. So they have to go more straightforward without resting as much as usually. And I think that's also for a few female athletes something quite uncommon, and they might get to struggle with that a little bit. But I think it's quite interesting because, yeah, you can see everything goes a bit faster, everything goes a little bit more fluent, and you are able to see how the persons are able to read the route. And I think it's going to be interesting to watch the further climbers.
Well, that's definitely, reading a route is something Akio is no stranger to at all. I mean, I know that sounds incredibly vague and just like a boring statement to say, but when you consider bouldering is all about how quickly you can assess and change and adapt to the block that's in front of you, Akio should be perfect for this sort of style.
For sure.
This should be right up her alley.
Yeah, I also think so.
Well, here she is. Second place on the overall World Cup rankings for the bouldering season this year, just behind Anna Storr. I say just behind. Anna was something else this year on the bouldering season.
It was incredible.
But yeah, Akio, the runner-up. qualifying here in 7th place with a height of 43 plus throughout the semi-finals. Akio Noguchi for Japan now moves out for her final climb here in Valence 2013. 24 years old from Ibaraki, 5th at Perth this year. And looking at the results so far for the bouldering, well, I say so far the end of the year for the bouldering for her. 4th place at Chongqing, 3rd at Miol, 2nd at Kitzbühel, 4th at Lok-Jagomere, 3rd at Innsbruck, 2nd at Toronto, 2nd at Vale. That gave her the overall 2nd place position. Talk me through this procedure here now, Seb.
Here, I think this is the first quite uncomfortable part for the female climbers because it's a quite long move and the holds are very, very slopey. And here, as you could see, Akio was hesitating a little bit and had to find out that she had to take this pinch a little bit further up and not on the good part. So I think it's going to be interesting to see the other athletes because I think a few ones are going to have problems right with that section. But well, Akio was going well over this one, so now she's going on her way up.
Okay, nice and slow and controlled at the moment, approaching the 2 minutes and still plenty of time to work on the rest of this route. We're going to really start to see her get into this tough roof section now though, and onto this volume cluster at the bottom of the central wall, which you can just see a glimpse of in the forefront of the camera here.
Yeah. And I've realized the moves are also very open here. They are not the common ones, which are often quite blocky or static. Here you have a lot of open movements, which you really have to climb dynamic. And I think, well, also this route has lots of heel hooks and toe hooks as well because of the difficult roof sections. So I think it's quite interesting how the female athletes are going to manage this one, which is actually more common for bouldering.
Well, here at this point, you can see from this angle the kind of incline that she's on at the moment. This is actually one of the easier inclines on the wall here. There's the roof, you can see just ahead of her. Nice little side angle here for you guys. And then she's going to move on to the central wall where it just gradually builds towards the top. And even the very top of the wall is still on an incline towards the final few moves. The last 10 moves here, supposedly the ones that are really going to cost the female athletes.
Yeah, I think so, because the last few holds, they are also turned in a way that you have to climb them very dynamic. They are like really open movements where you can get past some kind of open door. So yeah, it will be for sure dividing the athletes there.
Taking advantage here. She's been on this point for a good minute roughly now. Moments of rest before carrying on. So we're looking at a hard 8B plus. We have a total of 49 holds here on this route, and Akio is now moving on to, she's just got a foot, or she was playing with a foot around the 26th.
And now this part is pretty interesting here. Maya was doing it very good, very technical.
Akio's got a hand now on the 23rd hold. Around there, the other two reds you can see on the other side of the hemisphere. She's got to do what she's doing now, drop down and start moving across with the hands onto those.
Was a little bit of a risky movement there. Struggling a little bit there, but still holding it.
Fighting still. And this volume in front of her now, this Jiu-Jitsu that she's got her hands on, this she should be no stranger to this one either, because we've used that a lot in the bouldering season this year.
Sure.
Designed by French route setter Laurent Laporte.
It's a very common structure, well, volume. And as you can see here, even if she is very used to bouldering and bouldery style, this route is a quite uncommon lead route. At the moment, I would say she is like on her lead modus. So even her had some kind of troubles with a few bouldery movements there. So as you can see, it's a pretty uncommon and special final today.
Again, Akio taking time to rest here, and she is pushing the time limit here, considering she's still got quite a way to go. She's now having another rest here on the 29th. She wants the support.
And she can get it here in this crowd. It's an amazing one here.
And that crowd is right behind her.
Yeah, we have got such an amazing atmosphere here in this competition.
Okay, then over onto the 31st now with the right hand. 32nd, we're approaching Maya territory. There's the hemisphere, the sort of half a segment of a soccer ball just ahead of her.
Yeah, now we're getting into the very bouldery section. Dynamic movement there. Oh,
can she hold it? No.
She just missed it out. That was pretty unexpected. I expected her to do better in this route.
Tough move for her to do and approach it in that way. We saw Maya keeping the feet on and taking it slower there. Akia with a big swing out there, big dynamic move, and actually the boulder style there has been counter productive for her at that point.
Well, I think in this route she climbed a little bit too defensive. Maybe a little bit going faster forward would have been for sure better in this route.
So Maya maintains her lead then. We're currently seeing her on the 36th hold at the moment. She gets to stay on that chair, and there she is with a cheeky grin. And we get ready to welcome our next female athlete out into the field, which will be Anak Verhoeven, the 17-year-old athlete from Belgium. And I'm looking forward to this one. I want to see Anak do well.
Yeah, me too. I really hope that Anak will have a good run here in this route, and I'm wishing her best of luck. And I think we may see a lot of surprises here today in this route, as it's a very uncommon route for female final. So we're going to see what's going to happen.
Some comments pouring in, then we've got Duderus Fox saying it's a pumpy route, and Paul SN saying that is a Mina route. Interesting. Yeah, we could definitely be seeing Mina do well here. Mina competes in the bouldering as well as the lead. Actually, Kim Dain has had quite a shot at the start of the year on the bouldering as well this year.
Yeah,
obviously then had that injury in Mio, jumping down off the wall, jarred her knee and damaged some ligaments there. Took some time out to rest up. She's now back again. This is Anak's first position on every route you ever see her climb. She will pause, take a moment, put her fingers in her ears, close her eyes, and just take a moment to collect herself before beginning. And I love that.
Yeah, that's true. And today, in these finals, in these semi-finals today, she had already a very good go. She was doing an impressively nice climbing, and I think she's having a good potential for a very good placement here today.
So Anak earlier with a score of 48 plus in the semi-finals saw her coming through in 6th place after the semi-finals. She was looking good earlier.
So now she's about to approach the first difficult bouldery section there. What I already mentioned with moving from this kind of pinch to the next sloper. It's a pretty long movement. And I'm curious if she's going to find faster tricks. Whoa, she could go directly like this. Was moving over that move really good. And now going straight forward.
Okay, so this hold here is the 15th now. She's going to go over, strike up with the right in a moment to the pinches here. And as Jan was saying earlier, the entire top of the wall is, he said, counterintuitive for a setter because he wants to set horizontal holds, but here he's turned them all vertically, and it's all about pinching at the top there. We're looking forward to seeing some of our athletes get up to that point as well. For now, Anna Verhoeven, we wish her all the best of possible luck. She starts to move on to this arete edge here.
And she's climbing really good. She's looking pretty confident, moving right forward without hesitating. I think that will let her achieve a lot in this route. And for sure, she has also got the endurance for doing this very long route, as she's training in Perth, coming from Belgium. So this should give her also the basic fitness for to do such a long route.
And the mentality, I would say, at the moment. You know, after making the first finals, it's clear that her mentality has changed towards herself and her own performance.
Yeah,
she's got the confidence now. She knows she can make finals,
and that's really nice to see. She's just climbing free on her mind.
That's a great move there, that drop down onto the middle hemisphere. It's so risky.
Yeah, it's so risky, and that's actually what makes it interesting to watch. And look her cool tricks. She's climbing really effectively nice here.
Trying to get a heel in here with the right.
And she's still looking really fresh.
Up onto the Jiu-Jitsu now. Currently on the 27th hold of a total of 49, Anneke Verhoeven for Belgium. Our current high point for the women's, resting at the moment with Maya Vidmar at 36. And Maya took a rest on this donut.
Still moving forward, very confident and comfortable, I would say.
My hands are sweating.
Yeah, mine as well. Such an exciting final here.
So a moment to grab some chalk, then she's taking a rest here like we saw from Maya. A moment to shake out before moving on. This next cluster though of volumes, these 4 volumes tightly knitted together on the corner of this prow on the wall where the incline increases further. It's a roof at the moment, but we go back into incline in a moment.
And getting good support here from the crowd. I would say today we're seeing the best crowd in this whole competition here.
They've been fantastic from the off. We had over 1,000 here at the qualifying rounds. The semi-finals, they were really supportive, and here we're seeing the same thing again in the final. The atmosphere here is just brilliant.
It's incredible. And now she's moving on, still very comfortable.
33rd hold now with the left hand. 36 our high point at the moment. Big move here.
Really nice.
Got to do something with the feet here, I think. Going for a toe hook here with the right. Changing her mind. Big move here.
Wow!
And she's holding it at the moment.
She's holding it.
One more move. That next move ahead is the high point on the wall. It's 36.
That's so impressive here.
This is 35 she's on now. She's just got to take that next one and she's going into the lead. Trying to sort out her foot. Up again. This is the lead now for Anneke Verhoeven.
Still hanging there.
Can she hold it? Come on, Anneke.
Come on.
So, due to count back and being on the same hold as Maya Vidmar, just an incredible effort.
Yeah, she was having such a nice go there. Super strong climbing, really comfortable, really confident.
We're seeing a future star here, I think.
Yeah,
Anneke.
sure.
I think now that she's started to establish herself on the IFSC final listings, I think she's being told where to go at the moment, and that's putting a smile on her face as well, considering that we've seen a few climbers already come and go here. Anneke Verhoeven for Belgium, incredible. We get ready to move on to our next athlete. That will be Magdalena Roig with a height of 51 plus in the semi-finals. Magdalena, another very young athlete that Anak is very used to competing alongside at the World Youth Championships, and no doubt you yourself.
Yeah,
so I've seen her a few times.
Deuxième année, celle qui va arriver, elle est juive.
Maya Vidmar with a 36 then. We're seeing Anak Verhoeven with a 36 to match it, but due to countback and the difference in their climbs, i.e. Maya Vidmar with a 42 in the semi-finals, Anak Verhoeven with a 48 plus in the semi-finals. Anak Verhoeven now sits herself down on the leader's chair, and we welcome Magdalena Roig for Austria, a definite contender here, a definite threat to every athlete, not just these athletes we've seen so far. Magdalena has been challenging Mina and Kim this year.
Yeah, that's true. She has had already so many good semi-final goes. Just sometimes in finals her mind was not that good, but let's hope it will change in this competition. And if that changes, she has the potential to reach everything in that competition.
Climbing to a tune that she is no stranger to. We have heard this countless times being played by DJs when this girl comes out onto the wall.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it's Roig, not rock. I don't care, the puns can come and as much as they want as far as I'm concerned. She had a smile when it came on. We will Roig you. Magdalena qualifying for the finals earlier on in 5th place with that 51 plus. Unbelievable. Well, you said that was the first tricky point on the wall that she was approaching there, but she's going to be utterly devastated by that. Just a mistake.
I was just a little bit worried that this was going to happen because I knew she actually had to take the pinch more up. So
she's so in control of herself. She's only 19 years old, but you know, I've seen athletes get off the wall even if they've got quite a good run going on and just break into tears, or just you can see the anger, the aggression, the annoyance and frustration on their faces.
Yeah, for sure, and that's quite understandable.
Magda's so in control of herself, used to working underneath the pressure of being in a final. She's made enough of them before. That must have just been a basic slip, very unexpected. And unfortunate for her. Not expecting that at all.
Yeah, but that's competition climbing. There often happen a few really unexpected things.
Well, when I was talking to some of the judges earlier while they were marking up this route and marking the holds, they were saying the women's route's definitely the one to watch out for out of the two of them. They were excited about the women's route based on the fact that it's you have to be so precise with your movements throughout it.
Yeah.
The slightest movement that's not quite in the right positioning, you're going to come down. There's no coming back from it, and we've seen it happen just with Magdalena Roig.
Yeah, and now I'm also pretty curious about Jane Kim, because actually, especially this movement is a little bit longer movement, so I hope she will realize that she has to take this pinch quite up. And I think if she does that, she might have a really good go here in this route.
So we welcome Kim Dae-in, the moment a lot of you have been waiting for. This athlete has been powering her way through this season and countless other seasons before it as well. Extremely well known, extremely powerful.
Yeah.
I think it was Purs, wasn't it, that we were at, where I said I think that was a perfect climb.
Yeah, exactly. It was Purs, where I was also commentating with you, where she really had an amazing climb. When she reached the top of the route, she was still even looking fresh. It was incredible.
Let's hope she can do the same thing here.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I just wanted to say. Let's hope she is able to repeat that today.
She cannot count on countback. Not that she does anyway, actually. I spoke to her after, I think it was it Mokpo, that we had Mina Markovic take the gold, and Kim Dae-in ended up in second place there.
Yeah.
And I said to her in the interview with her, were you aware of time? Because it was about countback there between her and Mina. I said, were you thinking about having to climb fast? And she said, no, not particularly. I just wanted to top it. And she was very much focused on just the climb itself, which I think is a nice mantra to have and mindset to have. But when I spoke to Mina about that final, she said the only thing that was on her mind was the time. She knew going into that final that she had to top it, or at least get a really high point, and she had to do it fast.
Yeah.
And
well,
that's where
they
differ in style, because Mina is faster than Kim.
Yeah, for sure. Mina is actually a pretty fast climber. Sometimes she's resting quite long times, but when she's climbing and when she's moving really fast.
There's her brother, Kim Jabi, in the crowd. I'm sure Jaha is watching as well from back home. Shout out and hello to you if you are. This is the point, I mean, it's a couple of moves below this that we just lost Magda.
Yeah. And she was doing it pretty easy. It was not looking hard for her at all. But there you can see she's got a lot of maximal power by bouldering. So now I'm curious to see her right in the next parts of the route.
A lot of people getting in touch here saying what a shame for Roic. They are human. Reminding us of that one. I can't believe Cam is still awake in Australia. Well, I can. It's been exciting enough to do so. And a couple of people actually saying they don't think we're going to see a top here. Well, I know what you mean. It's looking like a pretty intense final route, but I'm just going to remind you of who we still have yet to come. We've got obviously Kim Jae-in on the wall now, but Mocha Oda still yet to come. Dinara looking so strong in the semi-finals earlier, and Mina with that top as well.
Which was having such an incredible semi-final go again. I think there are for sure a few potential persons who are able to top.
Charles Cameron with an interesting point saying, I feel sorry for Magdalena having such bad luck at such a young age and having to suppress her frustration and her sorrow.
Yeah.
There's a definite, I think it's a positive thing in a lot of aspects and lights as well, Charles, because that's control of your emotions there, and these guys have to be able to measure up under the immense pressure, especially from a young age for some of these athletes. Keep it contained, stay focused and controlled, like we're seeing Kim Jae-in doing now. I mean, she's the master of that. Yeah. Just blocking any emotional frustration or annoyance or excitement. Just grace.
Yeah, it's crazy. And she's still looking really good here. And as you can see, even this downwards movement, she was just doing it so controlled and so static. And there you can also see the power difference between her and the athletes before. Everyone actually had to do it some kind of fast and uncontrolled, but she was just controlling it without any problem.
Okay, a moment to rest here. She does like to use those moments so she can shake out a little bit before pushing ahead. How are we doing, guys, back at the home? Worth waiting a little bit for this female route, do we think? I think so. I think hats off to the route setting. That seems to be the general consensus from everybody all around the world. Some really exciting routes here in the finals and the semis.
I'm really curious to see Jae-in Kim climbing there on this bouldery section where Anak just fell before.
Jae-in, 25 years old, world ranked second, World Cup ranked first at the moment. Here are her results for so far the lead season this year. A gold medal at Briançon, Purs and Perm. A silver medal at Wuyang, Mokpo, and a bronze medal at Imst. That is just this year so far at the moment. Medals straight the way through. On top form, Kim Jae-in.
And now it definitely starts getting interesting here with this bouldering movements. Looking so controlled.
Here we are on the 35th then. 36 just ahead of it.
Wow.
She's just going to take a rest there, Seb.
Yeah, I guess so.
She's going to have another rest.
Yeah, I couldn't actually even imagine that, you know.
Up to the next 36 then now. This then puts her into the lead ahead of Anak.
She's still looking so fresh here.
Interesting to see her moving most of her body over onto the left-hand side here, as opposed to the right, and then using it as a foothold as she moves up. Different beta here, and it's helping.
Yeah, and now it starts getting really hard, I think. Now we are approaching an even more bouldery section, I would say, and I'm curious what she's going to do.
She's got a hand on the 38th there. That's the 38th with the right hand of a total of 49 all in all here. This is piling the pressure on Mina Markovic to perform here.
Wow, this is really hard.
Here you can see the top section of the wall.
Really strong.
This is what Jan was talking about. This just progressively harder and harder from now on.
Yeah, that's
look at
really
this.
nice. Is she able to do it? Still looking so fresh, so strong.
Up again to 43 now with the right hand. Just so comfortable on the wall.
Having such an impressive maximal power and such a crazy endurance.
44.
Still looking good there.
45th on this insert on the wall now, and up to 46 to the next
Really
platform
hard
with the
pulse.
left.
Still climbing.
3 moves away from the top now, guys.
Is she able to do it?
47.
Looking so strong.
The lip is hard.
That was almost the
Incredible.
top. There was an incredible climbing.
47 plus from Kim Jae-in here in Valence. The crowd are giving her a standing ovation for that.
An awesome climbing here.
Now the pressure is really back on Mina.
Yeah, definitely.
She's got to match that or beat it.
I'm really curious if anyone is able to reach that point on the wall. Impressive climbing here of her.
Unbelievable.
This might be even enough for a win.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely
It
enough.
was
We've got
incredible.
3 more athletes yet to come, and that's more than deserving of the win if they don't manage to make
Yeah,
that.
definitely. And I think those movements are really so hard.
That final lip is really going to cost, I think, anyone that gets there at that point, especially after that sequence through the black holes at the top.
Yeah,
what was
definitely.
really impressive for me was to see just how calm, collected, and in control of those black holes she was a moment
Yeah,
ago.
for sure.
When Jan was talking about it just progressively getting harder and harder and harder at that point. Anak Verhoeven then drops down into second place at the moment. Kim Jae-in, the current first place position athlete, will go over onto the leader's couch and watch and wait as Momoka Oda comes out to join us in a few moments' time. That in itself was worth waiting for, I think.
Yeah.
What an incredible climb there from Kim Jae-in.
Yeah, now just like you said, she has to watch, wait, and maybe shake, being a little bit nervous.
A lot of people getting involved, saying how exciting that was for them. Great to see Jan as well chatting to Jae-in afterwards. A lot of people getting in touch about that climb. Ashley, nice to see you back with us, saying I'm not normally a route climber, but I may have to go back and watch the men's finals as I missed it. Charles as well, saying she has me frozen to my seat right now, so tense, we may be seeing a top. We very, very nearly did then as well. Katie saying I think Kim can top this. I think she could top that as well with another go. She'd definitely make
Yeah,
that.
for sure. I mean, coming so far in such a hard route and an onside go, it's impressive.
And so much pressure on Mina Markovic to come out and perform now.
But I think for her that's going to be okay because she's very well able to manage the pressure. She's having such a good mentality.
And she's no stranger to fighting against Kim Jae-in in finals as it is anyway. She's no stranger to hearing the noise of a crowd with a top. And she's probably actually heard that now in isolation.
Yeah, for
She
sure.
might even be assuming that roar we heard from the crowd was a top from Kim.
Yeah. I mean, it could even be a top the way of the sound. I mean, it was so loud.
So for her, she's going to be somewhat aware that a new bar is being set here with Kim Jae-in's climb.
But I think she already expected it of Jae-in Kim.
Well, let's have a chat about Momoka Oda then. She's out, and I was just off in my own little world looking at all your guys' comments on Twitter and so on. Momoka Oda, third overall on the World Cup rankings so far this year.
and also had a quite good semi-final climb here today.
Now she's got 338 points. Challenging her are Magdalena Roek and Ellen Janiko with 323 and 303. And they could potentially be challenging her over the next two, this and the next World Cup, the final World Cup in Cran. But at the moment, after Magda's climb just in the finals, Momoko is already ahead of that here now. And with Ellen Janiko not making it through,
Yeah.
Momoka's looking pretty certain in that third place position on the
Yeah,
overall
that's quite
World
true.
Cup.
Yeah, about Helen, we had a little shocking surprise here today, not being in finals. Normally, well, an all-time finalist, actually, always a potential top 3 climber, so that was definitely a shock today.
Momoka Oda, former world youth champion, only 19 years old, still at this stage. So we do have some of our youth athletes coming into the competition here, which is always great to see them in finals. We've had 3. And we've still got Dinara Fakhridinova and Mina Markovic yet to come for you then, guys, as Momoka Oda now starts to move into this roof. Seb, talk us through this, her next few moves here.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. She managed this first part really well, about this long movement from this pinch to the big slope hold. And well, right now she's looking still quite collected and comfortable, taking her here a little rest. And then I'm quite curious how she's able to do this kind of turnaround and downwards movement. But I think it shouldn't be a problem for her so far. Already moving on. Also, it's pretty interesting to see how many different ways of doing these movements they are. I mean, just that single movement, so many persons have done it in a different way. For example, Maya Widmar stepping there on the right on this foothold where she is stepping right now, Momoka Oda. Some persons just doing it without the feet. It's quite an interesting route.
Heel hook here. And up onto our satellite dish, the Tajitsu hold here before right onto the donut and a chance to rest once she's got those feet across in a moment.
Yeah, now she's again on a little resting position.
Still looking very, very good here though.
Yeah, definitely. She doesn't look pumped at all. And still looks very collected. And now she is able to even recollect herself a little bit there. And that's what she does.
Okay, out onto 30 and 31. 32 with the right now. 49 all in all. Our current high point resting with Kim Yain with the 47 plus we've just seen.
And now our bouldery section.
Bit of a shake setting in here.
Yeah.
Doesn't look too comfortable. This is a big move for her.
Yeah. Yeah, and you need to be very good on heel hooks and toe hooks here.
Precise.
Yeah, very precise.
I saw a comment a little bit earlier saying this is a very unforgiving route, and I think that's quite a good word to use to describe this one.
Unforgiving, I think that's actually the word that it's expressing the best.
Bit of a shake setting in here. She's on 35 now, so she's challenging Anak for the second place position at the moment.
And even taking a little rest here.
Akio, her teammate, down on the ground here. That's 36, and due to count back, that sees her now ahead of Anak Verhoeven, moving into the second place position.
And now moving on. And now we reach the really, really hard section of this route. And from now on, it will just be harder and harder with every single move.
But she's looking great.
Yeah, she's
I'm not
still
going to curse
looking
her
really
here at the
good.
moment, but
Whoa.
she's looking strong.
Yeah, definitely.
Used the left side as well with the feet here of that hemisphere below. She was definitely getting her body over like we saw from Kim Yain earlier.
Still so strong here.
That's 43, guys. Bearing in mind, if she matches Kim Jae-in,
Wow.
she will beat her on countback.
She's looking so good, quite pumped already, but really having good climb.
That's 44 at the moment, 45 now.
And now she's
Looking
going
a
to
bit
do a
confused
plus
here.
now.
There it is.
Really strong climbing here.
So I believe that's a 45 for Momoka Oda, which doesn't
Yeah,
quite put her
exactly.
up there with Kim Jae-in. And it means that Jae-in has now just secured herself at least a bronze medal.
Yeah, definitely. If not even more. But also from Momoka Oda, it was an impressive climbing here. So far, without any mistakes. Really nice.
And I think it's worth mentioning about Momoka Oda. She's only 19 years old, and she is the major competition for our two forerunners. She is the major competition for Kim Jae-in and Mina Markovic at the moment. She has been all throughout this year, frequent bronze medals.
Yeah.
She's had a silver as well. And she's only 19 years old, and she's just really putting on an impressive performance.
Yeah,
throughout
that's
this year
impressive,
so far.
definitely. And now I'm really excited about the next two athletes.
Based on Dinara's semi-final climb, I think we're going to see something great here.
Yeah, for sure.
And, same goes for Mina, but I'm saving Mina for later on. We can talk about her a lot later on.
Yeah,
I'm
for
no doubting that we'll be chatting about that when she comes out later on. Here she is, Dinara Fakhretdinova, your European champion for Russia. Has had a very successful year when it comes to finals this year.
Yeah, for sure. Has been in every final this year.
So starting off here then, Charles getting in touch saying we may be seeing a silver from Momoka or even maybe another top. I'm guessing that was a few moments ago, well, she's definitely moving up into the silver position at the moment. You could see there when she got up to that 45th hole, she wasn't certain about where she was going from there on.
Yeah.
Katie saying there is something gladiatorial about this. It has to be an Olympic sport at some point, surely. Yes. Yes, how I wish and how we all wish it
Yeah,
was.
definitely. It would be so nice for the sport to become an Olympic sport, and for sure the sport does have the potential to become an Olympic sport. And mainly watching some route setting like today, for sure it would be good enough for an Olympic sport. And also Dinara moving really well and comfortable over this first section of the wall.
Looking fine at the moment. Talking about that Olympic idea of climbing being in the Olympics, something I'd like to talk about. And no doubt some of you will have heard it before, but actually the interesting thing is that climbing is the only one of the 6 basic human movements that isn't in the Olympics.
Yeah.
The other 5 being lifting, running, jumping, swimming and throwing. The 6th being climbing. It's just a basic thing that all human beings do from an early age, and
For
it's
sure.
not included in the Olympics. And I think that is, it's a travesty. I'm going to say it's a travesty.
Yeah.
Especially when we're seeing great competitive climbing like this at such a high level as well. Now here with Dinara Fakhretdinova, what a performance she put in Chamonix at the start of the year. Went on
Yeah,
into
it was
bring us on
incredible.
impressive there as well. And we've seen this sudden change around. I remember her last year waiting around the results boards at competitions and frequently being disappointed by this 9th place or just a little bit lower and just missing out on the finals. Well, this year she's come back fighting strong at the moment. She's qualified for this finals in 2nd place with a 55 plus in the semi-finals. We now welcome her into the finals, and she's starting to move into the roof section now, Dinara Fakhretdinova of Russia.
Yeah, on her you can see that the very hard work and sometimes it pays off.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's only 20 years old. World ranked 5th already, World Cup ranked 6th. Recent results for this year then: 4th place at Uyang, 6th at Perm, 4th at Purs, and then took a little bit of a break to go over to the bouldering in the final bouldering event in Munich, where she came 5th, so made the finals there as well.
That was really strong.
Over for a 4th place in Briançon, and obviously the gold medal at Chamonix. That was after quite a successful year last year as well at the Rockmaster, and also at Mokpo 2012, taking a bronze medal at the end of that year also.
Yeah, definitely she already had a few really, really good wrestles. But I think the best one and the highlight of her whole climbing career, I would say, was this year the European Championship.
Okay, so taking a rest here at this point.
Yeah,
nice
it's
to
a
see.
quite uncommon rest. Nobody was resting there so far.
I will make it known as well that it is exceptionally hot in this venue now.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
we're feeling it, and we're miles away from the wall.
We are both sweating quite a lot.
Yeah, there are maybe 5,000-6,000 people here, all cheering with the lights, with the athletes as well. It is very, very hot now. Let's hope that doesn't become a problem for these athletes. Dinara looking comfortable at the moment.
Yeah, she's looking very fresh and comfortable here. If she carries on like that, we are going to see something really great from her.
Are we going to see another rest here from her?
For sure.
Another moment to shake out.
Yeah, I'm curious if today she's going to be able to challenge maybe even Jain Kim. Would be quite interesting to see. So far she's looking just super strong.
Well, she's definitely pacing herself here. 5 minutes, 5 minutes 30 on the clock, approaching that now. She's got 2.5 minutes left to get to the top of this wall. She's currently now just moving on to the 33rd and 34th hold.
And
that's
look,
the 34th with the right now.
Look how comfortable she's looking there still.
But she's getting into the really hard point now.
Yeah.
From now on, this is where she's got to up her game again.
And she's still resting there.
She's definitely pacing herself very well here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's having a very good run here.
Oh, this is risky. Now you see, this is the difference with where the body is. Now her body's all the way around to the right-hand side, still relying on that blue curved out volume here, and she's going on the right-hand side, whereas there we are, starting to move the feet over to the left with the heel hook, and now Yusa gets a foothold. There we are again, just like Kim Dain did earlier. That's a much more comfortable position to be in before pushing on here. So she's found that beater there, a little bit more comfortable now.
Yeah.
Now taking a bit of a rest.
Yeah, trying to take a little rest and to recollect herself after this little slip.
Because she knows from now, she's looking at it, she knows it's going to get very intense from here on in.
Yeah, for
and there's
sure.
the incline. You can see the kind of incline that these guys are on at this point on the wall. It's exceptionally steep. And then there's this lip at the top as well that caught out Yain earlier on today.
Really strong there.
Oh, unfortunately slapping up for the 42nd hold there.
I think she just missed the hold a little bit. Just moving a little bit too far.
Well, that gives her a 41 plus.
But third was a really strong climbing there.
For the moment, that puts her in third place.
Third place, yeah.
Overall. Momoka Roda in second with the 45 and Kim Jae-in with the 47 plus.
Yeah, and Momoka Oda already has a definitely bronze medal here.
An impressive performance from Dinara, but now it all boils down to the moment a lot of us have been waiting for. It is Mina Markovic we get ready to welcome onto the field, and we will see whether she is able to best Kim Jae-in at this, the penultimate Lead World Cup for the year, where every single hold that they take between the two of them is going to make the difference between who takes the overall gold at the end of the year.
Yeah, now it's for sure the most exciting moment here in this competition.
And the lights know it. The lights are well aware.
Yeah. And now Jae Kim also should be quite nervous to watch her friend and main rival.
A little bit, but I've never seen her get nervous.
No,
ever.
Well, it's never realizable. She's always got a very good surface.
I think the more nervous athlete here at the moment is probably Mina, though.
Yeah, for quite sure.
After hearing that noise caused on Kim's climb earlier on, she's going to be very aware that she has to come out here and really pull something out of the bag.
Well, it's quite understandable, I would say.
Absolutely.
I would be nervous as well. And if you watch her face, definitely you can see the nervosity here. It's completely expressing it.
So, Markovic, the only athlete from both men and women to have topped a route in the semi-finals earlier today. She's already been at the top of this wall once today. Can she do it again? 25 years old for Slovenia from Maribor. World ranked first, World Cup ranked second. And at the moment she's fighting to get back up to the top of that World Cup ranking. The gold medal that she held in 2011 at the end of the World Cup and 2012 at the end of the World Cup as well. Gold medal at Uyang this year, gold medal at Mokpo, fourth place at Perm, second at Purs, second at the Bouldering European Championship in Eindhoven, just in between the events there, and then also a gold at Imst, a second place at Briançon, a second place at the European Championships in Chamonix.
Yeah, it's crazy.
She's just unbelievable.
Yeah, that's true. Only podiums. It's so unbelievable. And actually almost just first and second places. Yeah, she's definitely really dominating here this World Cup circuit together with Jae Kim.
A lot of support pouring in now for Mina Markovic as she starts her climb.
I think she got a little bit stressed.
At that moment then, or in general?
Yeah, at that moment here. Maybe also in general, about knowing that Jae Kim was doing so good.
Charles with an interesting point here. Despite the ungodly heat building in the arena, I think the climbers later on are doing better than the first half with the men's. And when I was talking to the judges, they were saying, I spoke to Owen, who was one of the judges for the men's and now also for the women's. He was saying that actually he thought it was just a really good route. That's why they were falling. They had to just be so precise that it looked like they were slipping, or just, I mean, a couple of them did slip.
Yeah.
We saw Ramone with a bad foothold there, and a couple of others as well. But no, we're hoping the conditions are still okay in the venue at the moment. But it is very, very hot.
Yeah, for sure. but they're still doing really good on those slopey holds. And I think now Mina is again recollected, looking for sure a lot better right now.
Yeah, you can see she's gone into that Zen mode, the calm and concentrated.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what I've got to do here.
Yeah, at the first part of the route, she was looking a little bit nervous,
Yeah.
not really fluent, but now she's back on real climbing, the way she always does.
I really hope we see something exceptional here.
Yeah, me too.
It's so tense. Semi-finals, Mina Markovic with the top, Kim Jae-in with a 52 plus, seeing them having 2 spaces between them. Mina qualifying in first, Kim Jae-in qualifying in fourth. But then with that performance that Jae-in has just come out and put in a 47 plus, this is all on Mina now. Every move, she's got to be
Look
cautious.
what she's doing there. She's moving it, she's just doing it a little bit different.
A different beta at this point here. Yeah. Because that was that handhold is supposed to be used before going on to the red. Are you saying?
I'm quite curious.
Yeah. That's the 32nd.
Yeah.
And the red is 33, but she actually used 33 before going up to 32 by the look of things there.
But she's still looking really comfortable and strong.
Or can she keep this up? That's the big question.
About the next section, I'm really curious about her.
Heel hook here. Got to get that hand up onto the next hold here, Mina. Stretching out a little bit now. Got it now. Now she's got to come left. If she wants to be comfortable, she's got to come left. And she's going up with the right here. Taking the foot back. Come on, Mina. Pop up that left hand. Get onto the middle hold here. Going up with the right instead. Just taking another little bit of a rest. Grab a bit of chalk.
I think she felt a little bit uncomfortable with those heel hooks there.
She's keeping the body to the right hand side here. Now up onto the left. Really having to pull that rope there to get up into the next clip. She's got to clip in here. She knows that as well. She's sitting back down into it again. So strong. Look at that left arm at the moment. There's a smidgen of a shake, but it's hardly existent at all.
I think the rope is stucking a little bit there.
She's got it in now, and now she can take a moment to look at the rest of this climb. Moving up again now to the 39th hold.
Still
40th is the
pretty
arete,
good.
and 41 is that black hold just above her head at the moment. 41,
Now really
it's
having
so
to
tense
move on.
here at the moment. That 47 plus from Kim Jae-in is still a way ahead of her yet. Big move,
Still
and
hanging
she
on.
manages it. She didn't even wince then. Let's hope she can keep powering here. 42. Clipping in with a toe hook here on the wall. The crowd are right behind her. 43.
Still looking strong. Now it's
44.
really interesting. Is she able to beat Jae-in Kim?
45. She's so close.
So close to do it. And just
Unbelievable. 45 plus here.
Just
Sees
missed
her.
it by 2 holds.
That sees her going home with the silver medal, and that keeps the excitement straight back onto our final cup of the year. With Kran. An unbelievable effort from Mina Markovic there, but she's going to be disappointed with that one. She knows. You can already see it on her face. A silver
So
medal.
now it's
She's
all
gonna,
depends on Kran.
we say disappointed. She's going to have to be happy with the silver medal. I mean, it's still incredible. And Kim Jae-in now with another gold to add to her list. We could be seeing, for the first year in a while, Mina Markovic missing out on the overall gold for the lead climbing. Wow.
that was a really, really exciting finals
That was
today.
very tense.
Yeah, for sure. And I've got lots of sweetie hands.
Well, Kim Jae-in then, and she's loving it with her hands up in the air.
Really
Obviously,
nice.
guys, we have to have a few moments for any appeals to be made, but it's looking like that's a pretty solid win there for Kim Jae-in. Mina Markovic taking the silver medal then, and we are seeing Momoka Oda.
Yeah.
Oda with a
Momoka
45.
Oda on
Just one
third
plus
place.
behind Mina taking the bronze medal. This is what I mean by Momoka Oda being their major competition.
Yeah.
At just 19, she's really, really challenging these two more experienced senior climbers. Wow.
What an incredible final tonight. So now it's all about Kran, who is going to win the overall.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to do some maths and figure out exactly who needs to do what to make the overall. Of course, you can join us for Gran. We're not that far away now, roughly 10, 12 days, I think, before we get started over in Slovenia to end our Lead World Cup season 2013. Stick with us. We've still got the podiums to come. We've still got the interviews to come. I'll be down on the ground in a moment chatting to both Adam Ondra and also Kim Jae-in. Once we've had our podiums, we'll be having a word with those two athletes and congratulating them for their wins here in Valence. What a shame that we're saying goodbye to this incredible venue.
Yeah.
It's my first time in Valence as well.
Well, it's just an amazing competition. Just the way I remember it here 4 years ago, my first World Youth Championship, it was as well amazing. And today it was not in any way worse. It was the best, one of the best competitions I've ever seen. Really great job to the route setters as well, and to all the organizers. I would say it was amazing.
Well, thank you all for being with us. Bear with us for a brief moment now while they set up the podium positions. In a few moments' time, here they are on the screen at the moment, the results as we have them. Kim Jae-in takes the gold medal with a 47 plus. Mina Markovic in the silver place position with a 45 plus. Momoka Oda with a 44. Dinara Fakhridonova taking the fourth place position with a 41 plus. Anak Verhoeven, another fifth place position here for the 17-year-old athlete with a 36. Maya Vidmar, sixth place with a 36 due to countback division. Akio Noguchi in seventh, and Magdalena Roak with that unfortunate very early fall on 11 plus here. Those are your women's results for the finals 2013. Bear with us, we've got the podium and interviews still yet to come.
maintenant de passer au podium, on a toujours ce qu'on appelle l'obligation à l'attendre en cas de réclamation. Je vous donne l'applaudissement au président, on commence alors avec le président de la Fédération internationale d'escalade, Marcos Molaris, qui va nous rejoindre dans l'applaudissement. L'Italie à l'honneur, le président de la Fédération française d'escalade, qui est nous, notre vice-président, notre directeur de l'équipe nationale, monsieur le président de la Fédération. Et vice-président de la Fédération internationale, et je suis demandé à Pierre Le Brun de venir avec moi pour représenter une personne que je vais vous présenter, c'est un honneur. Je vais le faire moi-même, parce que je suis ravi, c'est un honneur de l'avoir avec nous. Mesdames et messieurs, je vous demande d'applaudir le président de la République d'Équateur, s'il vous plaît, monsieur le président, avec nous, je vous la remettre à la trophée. Je tiens quand même à vous rappeler que l'Équateur a organisé la 500e de superbes championnats du monde jeunes et qui se sont régalés. On va continuer en présentant tous les élèves américains.
Donc tout d'abord, Olivier Durand, qui est le président du groupe départemental olympique français. Jean-Marc Cavalier, qui est le président de l'Observatoire du sport. Et Léon Gardeur, qui représente le conseil régional de la République. Pierre Montpellier, qui représente le conseil général de la Drôme. Et enfin, Maurice Faure, qui représente l'Académie de Valence à l'Européa au sport de Valence. Merci de votre attention. Le micro.
Alors là, normalement, on va attendre juste 2 secondes que deux personnes qui sont très importantes aussi. On va quand même y avoir un petit mot parce que c'est encore une année importante. On a parlé de l'Olympisme au-dessus de la tête. Et puis Marco, c'est la dernière fois qu'on aura une Coupe du Monde à Valence. Je sais que ça te touche parce qu'ils ont fait du très bon boulot pendant 10 ans. On va continuer avec notre président de la Fédération française montagne escalade, Pierre.
Que rajouter à ce que vient de dire Marco? Moi, je veux simplement remercier la ville de Valence et surtout Général Frédéric. Et je demande de faire une ovation à tous les gens Général Frédéric qui ont bien œuvré pour la fédération et pour l'escalade en France.
Donc merci à tous d'être présents ce soir et surtout tous les hommes de l'ombre qui ont été là, à peu près 150 bénévoles qui ont travaillé depuis 1 an pour préparer cet événement, pour avoir ce spectacle d'extrême qualité qui n'aurait pas été prévu avoir lieu sans effectivement tous ces bénévoles, mais aussi grâce à tous les grimpeurs qui se sont vraiment déchirés, parce que ce sont eux qui font ce spectacle, ce sont eux les véritables acteurs de ce soir. Et merci aussi énormément aux livreurs. Je pense que les livreurs ont travaillé dans le sens de l'escalade du futur. On avance, on progresse, on a une escalade qui est spectaculaire, qui est moderne, qui avance, qui engage les athlètes vers le haut. Et ça fait un spectacle de celui-ci et je pense que c'est vers là qu'il faut aller. pense qu'on va se reposer, mais je pense qu'on reviendra bientôt pour vous voir quelque chose. Merci beaucoup.
Ah non, non, tout le monde dit en nominant, mais vous faites quand même votre adjoint au sport. Et vous êtes une répétition, qu'on est ensemble, qu'on met des choses remarquables, je suis sûr que vous avez la larme à l'œil. Allez, un petit mot de votre adjoint au sport représentant le maire de Monsieur de Valence.
Oui, la larme à l'œil, oui. De toute façon, je crois qu'on ne peut pas avoir la larme à l'œil, mais c'est fantastique week-end qu'on vient de vivre. Ces 2 journées, hier et aujourd'hui, et je dois au nom de la mémorise de maire de Valence, de toute l'équipe municipale et de très nombreux qui sont dans la salle, je dois effectivement vous remercier vous d'abord le public, parce que vous avez été formidable hier soir, formidable ce soir. Bravo à vous d'abord, et puis bien sûr, bravo à tous ces champions qui nous ont régalé sur ce mur d'escalade de la championnat de France, parce que ce mur devient une légende de l'escalade en France désormais. 10 ans, et tous, comme a vu pendant cette décennie sur ce mur d'escalade, c'est vraiment un immense plaisir pour nous. Alors, tout est fini, tout a eu le fait, et la peine est passagère. Je pense qu'effectivement, on se retrouvera peut-être dans d'autres circonstances, effectivement, et peut-être dans d'autres endroits, parce que Valence est une vraie capitale de l'escalade, vous le savez. C'est une des capitales de l'escalade en France, nous l'avons vu ainsi, et je dois remercier effectivement l'équipe de Valence autour de son président Pierre et autour de tous les présidents qui l'ont précédé et autour de cette fantastique équipe de bénévoles qui à 150, 170 travaillent depuis 10 ans sur ce type d'événement. Alors, bravo à eux. L'Inema Spirit, c'est maintenant une marque de fabrique, je crois, dans l'escalade, non seulement en France, mais dans le monde. Alors, encore une fois, bravo à l'Inema Spirit. Vive l'escalade à Valence. Merci.
Merci monsieur le président. Alors, mesdames et messieurs, je vais demander maintenant de passer de l'autre côté parce que les dotations, les médailles, les coupes, tous les présents sont là. Et se donne l'applaudissement du public, je vais vous demander d'accueillir les 3 médaillés de ce soir. On va commencer bien sûr dans l'ordre des finales par les 3 médaillés garçons. Je vous demande d'applaudir les gros supports derrière le podium. Monsieur Super Gauthier, monsieur Chadra Collet, Mister. Troisième position, mesdames et messieurs, représentant la France. Un tonnerre d'applaudissements pour Super Gauthier. Un podium à la maison. C'est déjà fait. Allez, les copains, encore une fois, la balle. C'est notre président de la Fédération française de la lutte contre la médaille. Et monsieur Maurice Maire de Valence qui remettra le trophée. Second position representing Canada. I would like to bring up our Australian Clément Chalaco. On peut applaudir la champion du monde de l'économie, le seul rapporteur des champions du monde de discipline féminine, pour remettre le trophée à la première position. Nous avons recevoir monsieur le président de la République de l'Équateur, monsieur Rafael Correa Delgado, pour remettre la médaille. Marcos Colaris, président de l'IFSC. Ladies and gentlemen, first position representing Republic Czech. I would like a big applause for Mr. Hadam. Mesdames et messieurs, voilà un peu de masculin, un peu de compétent, on va le podium de la tentation, 14 ça, on sait jamais. Et on va accueillir maintenant le podium féminin, je vous demande d'applaudir mes médaillés. On va recevoir Momoka, Ola, Mina Malkovic et Kim Zaïd. Pour remettre les médailles, monsieur le président de l'IFSC, pour remettre les médailles à la troisième position du l'honneur. Monsieur Jean Ferret, vice-président du Conseil général de la Banque, remettra les trophées. Third position, representing Japan, I would like to big applause for Oka. Pour remettre les médailles à la troisième position, à la deuxième position, notre président de la Fédération française de l'Amérique, c'est la Pierre-Loup. Pour remettre le trophée, Madame Odette Dumont, comité départemental olympique et sportif. Ladies and gentlemen, second position, representing Slovenia. Please, big applause for Mina Markovic. Et pour remettre, elle a le sourire, là vous allez vous régaler, pour remettre la médaille, et pour remettre le trophée pour la médaille à la première position, notre président de l'IFSC, Marcos Valaris. Et pour remettre le trophée, monsieur le président de la République de l'Équateur, qui remettra le trophée à la première position, monsieur Rafael Correa Delegado. Mesdames et messieurs, la championne de la soirée, deuxième mondial, à donner un applaudissement pour la Coréenne Kim Ja-hee. Applaudissements s'il vous plaît pour les filles. Et on peut voir sur le place. Il a applaudi sur le place. Et featuring winner. Mesdames et messieurs, je vous demande d'applaudir l'hymne national coréen. Applaudissements pour vos amis, magnifique podium. Bravo à la grande origine du monde, les acteurs, les actrices, les actrices, chef acteur, Mr. Alexandra et Monsieur Super Gauthier, just for the picture. Et puis pour le plaisir, mesdames et messieurs, c'est la dernière Coupe du Monde à Valence. Je vous demande de les applaudir très fort les managers de la soirée. I would like to give a big applause just to you for the organization because this is the last World Cup here in Valence. I would like just you 6 people to make a big applause for all the organization, please. Just you. Allez, je lance l'applaudissement, c'est un peu plus à dire. Et le public vous a été tout simplement extraordinaire. Voilà, ils adorent venir grimper en France. Merci à nos élus. Un petit mot pour finir, Monsieur le Président. Comme ça, on va un peu donner tout. Merci, on va donner tout.
Alors, les bénévoles et aussi nos 4 salariés, il faudra absolument qu'ils soient là parce que sans eux, ça n'a jamais été possible. Donc, à Guinevra, Arthur Guinet, Jean-Luc Poupon et Julie Roussel, s'il vous plaît, venez avec nous. C'est vous qui formez les jeunes, c'est vous qui les formez pour l'avenir, c'est vous qui faites que chaque événement des champions, ils seront à la place et ils sont prêts. Merci.
Allez, on va se donner la sprint. Félicitations. Bravo, vous allez tranquille. Allez, vous allez en faire une. Levez les bras si vous voulez en faire une. Voilà. Bien sûr, le public est intervenu. Est-ce que les élus du Conseil général régional de mutuelle sont prêts à mettre de l'argent? C'est vrai que c'est très important. Voilà, merci beaucoup. Applaudissements aussi pour les Tchétchènes. Merci aux joueurs. Je vous demande des applaudissements aux joueurs. S'il vous plaît, on verra. Et voilà la prise. Le chef joueur, il a appuyé très fort. Julien Klaus et Mathieu Leclerc. On les applaudit pour l'innovation. Ils ont fait un super coup de courant. Paul de Witt qui va nous rejoindre. Voilà, sans venir dans la compétition, il y a pas de spectacle, c'est eux les lettres de la dissertation. Merci beaucoup, rentrez bien chez vous et vive la sprint.
Well, guys, an incredible competition here. We are just waiting for this podium to be cleared so we can get in there with the interview board and have a chat to our winners, our podium position athletes. Just a few seconds while they clear the area, and we'll be going over to those interviews in a few moments' time. So bear with us. We will chat to everyone here. Don't worry. And at the moment, I'm just going to try and get back there and get sorted. So we'll see you in a couple of seconds. Okay, well, I am now joined by the winner of our competition here, Kim Jae-in. Kim, congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
How was the climb for you?
In the final is really hard. There's so many bouldering moves, and also I got nervous. And after the semi-final, actually I little bit disappointed me because my climb is not so well. So, but my think is changed. If my climb is not so well, it doesn't matter because I love my climb and I like to enjoy my climb. So in the final, I just focused on enjoying my route. Yeah.
There were 2 or 3 points there where it was looking like it was really tough at the top, and it was like, are you going to come down? No, she's still going, she's still going. That final lip at the top of the wall, that final reach up over there, what were you thinking at that point?
I don't know, just there's so many tough moves and no rest, so I just think go yeah.
Well, that definitely came across. Another win for you here. We've still got Crown to come at the end of the year. What's the plan from now? Are you staying in Europe for a while?
No, I will go back to Korea tomorrow and then stay a few days my home and train and come back to here.
So a nice break, a chance to go back home, recoup, get ready for the final cup of the year. Are you excited for Crown?
Yeah, of course, because Crown is last World Cup, so I want to do well also in Crown. Yes.
Anything you want to say in Korean to anybody back at home now?
결승에서 많이 응원해줘서 너무 고맙고, 그리고 today is my mother's birthday, so 네.
Happy birthday, Mum.
Happy birthday. I love you.
I've got to go and let you go so that you can go through the dope checking now. So thank you very much for talking to us. Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Kim Jae-in with a brief conversation there. Lovely to chat to her yet again. Then we get ready to move on to our next interview. In a few moments' time, we're going to be welcoming Adam Ondra over here to have a bit of a talk through how that was for him. And he's here already, and much taller than Kim Jae-in. It's suddenly like, whoa, hello. Come back here a little bit so we can see you. Welcome back.
Thank you.
How did it feel for you to get out there again in front of a crowd like this?
It was really good as there was no pressure and I didn't know what to expect, and I really had so much. I wanted to climb so much in the finals, so I just kept climbing, and all of a sudden I was close to the top. And when I fell off, I was really satisfied with my result. But at that moment, I could not really imagine that it would be enough for the victory.
You really didn't think that you were going to claim the win with that?
No, it did not feel that hard, and actually I think I was pretty lucky, as some of the main rivals like Ramon or Sachi were rather unfortunate. So, well,
what did you make of the route in general, the setting throughout this competition? What have you enjoyed these the routes that they've been presenting you with?
Well, especially the finals, I really enjoyed to climb it, even though I think it was definitely an advantage to be a rather tall climber, so it definitely fit me very well, but I can't do anything about it. That's the way it was.
Now, you were saying to me a little bit earlier that after this win now, it's not so exciting to come back because it's like, well, you know, I've done it again, all that sort of stuff. Now, I'm saying to you, that keeps the pressure on you now. You're going to come and see us in Cran, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then next year, you're saying you're going to be seeing the season in again. You're going to come back and fight for us. Are you looking forward to your return?
For sure, I'm looking forward to it. And if I didn't look forward to it, I wouldn't do it. So, and at the same time, I know that I won here, but it was rather lucky and it fit my style. So I have to prove that I can do well in different type of routes as well.
What are you doing for Christmas? What are you doing over this break now? At the end of the year, once we've finished at Cran, what are you going to be doing for those 3-4 months before we come back again next year?
Well, I will climb a bit. I will go for a short trip to Spain. Then I'll take 3-4 weeks off, do a bit of maybe cross-country skiing, snowboarding, and at the same time I had to learn for the exams in January at university. So,
Adam, congratulations. An honor to watch you climb.
Thank you.
I'm going to let you go, mate. Thank you very much. Adam Ondra, your gold medalist here from Valence 2013. I'm just waiting now, and hopefully we're going to be saying hello to Nina and a couple of the other guys and having a bit of a chat to them as well. So bear with us. It's Sean. There we go. A surprise, a new different one. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Now I heard that you and we've just been chatting. You had a bad night last night, right?
Yeah, I ate something bad in the afternoon. I went to bed at like midnight, and around like 1 I woke up and just was puking on the toilet. So bad news. I managed to get to sleep at like 4:30. Slept for a few hours, but like it's funny. Like throughout the whole day I've been getting better and better. Yeah. But like 9 this morning I was a wreck. 10, 11, yeah, and then I was in ISO. Was trying to sleep. Semifinals, I barely got through it. Like I got down, I ran outside, puked a bit, came back in. Like really hard day. I made finals, and then I climbed really well in finals. I didn't feel sick. I had a nap in between semis and finals. I felt myself, and even now I feel good, and I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I noticed that was different was that you were climbing a little bit slower than you normally do, but that was the only difference, and you've obviously powered through it, and it's won you a silver medal. So another fantastic stage of the year for you, right?
Yeah, of course, and like you said, I did climb slower, especially in semifinals. I made a few errors. In finals, I felt normal again, we'll say. I was climbing well, I had to take a few risks, and they paid off. And Adam, I got to watch him climb, and he beat me. Beat me pretty well, so can't complain.
I wanted to talk to you about that. One of the things Adam's just said is that he thought this route favoured a taller climber. Now, you're one of the shorter climbers in this comp. Would you agree with that? Do you think it would have helped if you had a bit more height on this route?
I do agree, because there was a few moves where, like right at the, at the third, I did a really big move, actually, where Hyen Bin and Ramon actually had really difficulties. I did the move, and I was like, I might fall right here. And then I just really tensed up. I didn't fall, but you could see it with Hyen Bin and with Ramon that they struggled. It was hard, and even me, I was like, I don't know, if they were like a centimeter lower, 2 centimeters lower, I'd have had to be jumping around a bit more. But I like that style of climbing, so it wasn't that bad. And yeah, maybe it was easy for Adam. We'll say it was easier for Adam, so that I feel
Better
like
yourself, yeah.
you know, he won it because of that. But, yeah,
Okay, so Cran coming up, right? You looking forward to this one?
I am. And last year I was sick for crunch, so this year you
got it out of the way here.
Yeah, I got it out of the way here. Last time I was a different sick, but yeah, I get sick once a year around this time, and it's because I do like 8 comps in a row, and 3 in Asia, and then North America. But I got it over with, made a podium, and hopefully I'll have fun in crunch.
Congratulations, Sean.
Thank you.
A well-deserved silver place.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. So, a brief conversation with Sean as well. Then we move on now to our second silver place position, and that is Mina Markovic, who comes in with the flowers and a cup. Come back here a little bit. Talk to me about that. How was it?
Yeah, a little bit stressful, and route was definitely different than semifinal. I can say it was really interesting with bigger holds and really nice moves. But yeah, I found it also quite interesting and had to improvise on almost every move what I think it was possible to see. So that's it.
Okay, so when you were behind the wall before you came out, could you hear the crowd reaction from Kim Jae-in? What were you thinking while you were in isolation at that stage?
I definitely knew that she and even Dinara and girls before me climbed really well because the crowd was really noisy. So I didn't know. I could thought it's almost around the top or top. So I just hope that I will climb well and find a solution during the route. So that's it.
Well, you definitely did. I mean, you came out and there was a moment where we were thinking you might look a little bit nervous at the start, but as soon as you got up to around the roof, you really kind of came into your own again. You settled into that concentrated style, you knew what you were doing, and you looked very in control of your climb. Did you enjoy it when you were up there?
Yeah, definitely. I've been enjoying. But as I said, the route was different, and on every move I had to looking for the solution. So I quite like it. It was different style, but maybe not. I didn't connect everything together so fluidly as I usually do.
Well, the race is still on for the World Cup rankings, and you've got Cran coming up with your home turf. Are you looking forward to the final stage of the year?
Yeah, definitely. And I also think that I proved that the physics and everything is perfect. So I'm really looking forward for Cran. Then it's still 2 weeks, so I think I can do it.
An incredible performance. You have a silver medal here. Well done, Mina, and I
you.
wish you all the best of possible luck for Cran.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to let you go and relax a little bit now. Thank you, Mina. And welcome another one. This is great. Thank you, Vincent, lining everyone up. Momoka, welcome. How are you feeling?
I'm third place. I'm happy, but I want to first place.
You wanted the first place.
Yeah.
You've had a very good year this year. You've had multiple finals, and you're really proving, even at a young age, that you are challenging everybody else here. Are you enjoying the World Cup season?
This year, I could go many final, but my best place is this year second place. So I want to get the first place. Yes.
Are you going to be joining us in Cran?
Can I go? Can. Yes.
And then what about the break? When we finish the end of the season, you go home for the 3 or 4 months, and will we be seeing you at bouldering next year?
Yes. This winter I train bouldering. So next year I join bouldering and lead World Cup.
Congratulations, a bronze medal. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Is there anything you want to say to anybody back at home in Japanese?
Japanese? また3位でした。次は1位取れるよう頑張ります。応援ありがとうございました。
Momoka, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Momoka Oda, and we welcome the final one. Thank you very much. I'm going to let you go and relax. We welcome our final, Kamen Gotia. Well done. How are you feeling?
Really good. I climb really good, and quite surprised. But
really?
Yeah, because it was 3 years ago. I did my first podium, so this year just 3 or 4 finals. So I can't hope to.
But you are a consistent finalist. We do see you in the finals
Yeah,
quite frequently.
yeah.
You must be quite used to coming out in finals now.
I don't know. It's very hard.
Talk to me about the route itself. You came out first in this competition. You set the bar right from the very off, and you spent a long time sitting on that leader's chair. How was the experience of this final for you? The climb, and then how nervous you were after it?
I passed first in the final, so I was like an outsider. So I climbed good, I feel good. So and after on the chair, it's very impressive. Yeah, lots of people here, like 5,000 people, I think. So too much sound, it's very good.
What about that traverse at the top then? With the blue holes, you'd moved from the slopers, you were coming across around the 34th hole, and moving up from there. What was it you think that brought you down at that point on the wall?
I was so pumped. So I don't know.
Just pumped?
Yeah, I don't. But the route was really good. Like my style of climbing was really nice. So like Ramon, he doesn't like this type of climbing. But me, I love that. When
So
you
this-
jump, it's really good.
This style, the dynamic sort of aspect
Yeah.
of it suits you?
It's really good.
Are we going to be seeing you coming onto the bouldering circuit?
I don't know, because in the French Federation it's really difficult to do the 2 seasons, because we need to be qualified in boulder, like French Championship, so too much competition. But sometimes, yeah, for fun, I will compete, yeah.
And you're already so busy with lead all the year as well. What's the next plan? I mean, obviously you got Cran coming up,
Yeah.
this bronze medal to see you through into Cran as well. The excitement builds for your last one. You've made frequent finals throughout the year. You've got that, and then what? What happens after that for the break before next year?
I will climb in Spain, maybe 1 month with my friends, and also I try to find
Relax.
some time, on the study, with my studies, yes.
Gauthier, congratulations, a bronze medal. Thank you for speaking to us. Anything in French to anybody watching at home? I know we have a big French audience watching
C'est
this
mieux en
one.
français, ouais.
Yeah, go.
Merci à tous d'être là sur le live, c'est vraiment cool, merci, vraiment. Voilà, j'espère vous voir la prochaine fois ici dans le public, c'était vraiment cool. Il y a vraiment une grosse ambiance là.
Gauthier, merci.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Right, I'm going to let you go so you can relax.
Slowly,
No, you were fine. Right, that concludes our coverage here in Valence 2013. What an exciting finals. There's an exciting semi-finals before that one as well. All that remains for me to do was to thank Sebastian, who's been with us all the way through today. Sebastian Helenki of Germany, who's been co-commentating with me through the semi-finals and into the finals tonight. My name is Daniel Finn. Thank you very much for being with us on the IFSC's pages. We will see you in Cran. Take care, guys, and good night.